So today first we are going to do the information system paper. The latest we have is 2020 because 2021 paper they have not published yet, though the exams were held. So therefore we'll do the 2020. I mentioned you that last time. Next time when you are doing information system, we will be doing the past paper. Okay. Right. So first of all, I have to tell you that the information system paper, the fussy papers. Okay. There are a lot of disagreement, but that is not the case for all the other papers. Right. I'm going to do the 2020 paper a little bit slowly because that is the first paper. Right. So let's take one by one. Right. First question. What are the four major categories that computing hardware devices can be categorized into based on functions that they can perform? Okay, so I think that is sort of a easy question. So usually we categorize them as input, output, right? Processing, storage. Okay, and let's see whether we have those. Input, editing, storage, output. Input, output, processing, storage. So this is pretty much like that. This is just copying, right? Editing, right? Entering and saving, no, right? So the answer should have been input, processing and storage, and output. So we'll go for B. Right, B. Right. Second one. Now these are the fuzzy and all debatable questions now coming up. Right. Which of the following hardware device would show the most detailed view of the graphical content? Right. Most detailed view means high resolution, basically, right? Graphical content. So pay attention to each and every word. Detailed view. Okay. Right. 3D camera, CCTV camera. We know that in CCTV camera, you don't get detailed view, right? It's just cheap, just to monitor some place or something, right? Usually CCTV camera, we don't need details other than we recognize someone's face or something. Okay. We'll not take this. Very high resolution display device. So that is correct, right? So it says most detailed view of graphical content. So it says very high resolution, right? We take that. 3D camera. So these are the debatable things. So there are varying degree of quality and so many things are there, right? Shall we go for that or not? Okay, because they say 3D, let's assume that there are details. Okay. Web camera used to record lectures. So I don't think that it's a webcam is a high resolution thing, right? It's very cheap things. And also we don't want to make it very high detail, then the content will be bigger. And that means we are sending more data. So therefore we'll not take it, right? Not take it. Airplanes, black box. So black box is just to record things, right? So we don't, it's not a movie. Right? So let's not take that. Right, so this is little bit debatable, but I will go for A and C. Okay. Right. So the examiner has taken only C. Examiner has not taken A also. So that is I told you. So that we have to accept in these kind of questions. So the 3D camera, I'm not very sure why. So they have examiner thinking that you don't have to go for high details in a right 3D camera. Okay, so maybe some 3D cameras are there, they are not going for the lot of details. So we have to live with these kind of questions in information system subject only. Okay, right. Third one. Which of the following is a characteristic of quality information? So that is very straightforward and straight from our notes, right? Of course, accurate, not complex. It has to be simple. Of course, economical, not expensive. Yes, verifiable and secure. So the answer is everything other than B. Okay, everything other than B. Right, fourth one. Now, these are the type of questions you are getting, right? And sadly, majority fails. Majority fails, okay? And ultimately about less than 300 students get the degree. Okay. Of course, not only this paper. Right. Which of the following statements is correct regarding application software? They allow users to do specific tasks such as preparing reports and creating graphics. Application software means yes, specific tasks, right? Word processing, accounting, inventory management, billing. Okay. Right. So they allow users to do specific tasks such as preparing reports and creating graphs. Correct, right? Graphic processing are also there. They support users to manage computer memory and files. No, those are system utilities. Those are system software. They are one of the two major type of software. Yes, right. So we call it application and system. All types of computers need application software. So that's again debatable question, right? Of course, computer can exist without application software, but then it is not useful, right? So why we are buying a computer? Not because we like the operating system, not because we like the disk compression software, not because we like the file compression software, because of the graphic processing, word processing, and any other application software, right? So therefore, practically yes, right? But theoretically, of course, a computer can exist without, right? Without application software, but then it is a useless computer. So if it is useful, yes, we need application software. That is why we buy computer, right? I will take it. They control access to computer system resources. No, that is done by the operating system, right? Controlling the access to resources by application software is done by operating system. So that is not application software, right? So I'll go for, now you must have your answers also, okay? And you must attend this class to clarify those things, okay? Right, A, C, D, or discuss the disagreement, etc. Right, A, C, D. Now, ideally, you must be having the answers and you're looking for some clarifications. Right, clarification. Why I took this as answer, still I feel like it's answer. I just want to know why the examiner has not taken it as answer. So that must be your mindset when you attend this class. Okay, not to just to listen to me. If you are doing it in proper way. Okay. Right, fifth one. ABC Private Limited is a digital printing company. So if you have not done that for this paper, at least do it for the other papers, right? Because you have to be productive, right? You have to have some objectives in your education, right? ඔහේ නිකම් පාවිලා ගිහිල්ලා වැඩක් නැහැ නිකම් බෝට්ටුවක් වගේ නේද පාරුවක් වගේ අරමුණක් නැතුව. Right, ABC Private Limited is a digital printing company. They bought a new information system to increase the efficiency of order processing. And when you are reading this kind of question, better thing is first read the answer, then you can read with a purpose. Otherwise නිකන් ඔහේ purpose එක ගන්න නැතුව ඔහේ කියවන මොනවා අන්තිමට හයිද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ නේ. ඒකත් අපි ඉස්සර ප්‍රශ්නේ අහමු. According to the above description, which of the following can be considered as system processors? ඔන්න ඔක තමයි අහන්නේ. හරි? System processors මොනවද කියලායි මේ අහන්නේ. නැත්නම් අපි ඔක ඔහේ නව කතාවක් වගේ කියවන අපි දන්නේ නැහැ වැදගත් දැන් අපි system processors මොනවද කියලා එක ඔළුවේ තියාගෙන මේ කියවමු. හරි? Right. So the digital printing company, a new information system to increase the efficiency of the order processing. Now this is again, unfortunately, very fussy question for someone who is looking at this question for the first time. Of course, I am not looking at this question for the first time. Okay. But even when I am looking at this question for the fifth time, still that confusion is with me. Because when it comes to system processors, we use this word in computer system also. Right? For example, when you are running, if you go for your task manager. Right? So here you have the processors. And these are the system processors. So many system processors are running. Right. So when you look at this, something like this, because this is something you are really familiar, but you feel like, okay, system processors are all those running programs. Right. But this question they have asked in a different context. So that is one meaning in computer system. But in information system, usually processors means the functionalities, processing, right? Data processing. Because they're talking about information system, so let's concentrate on that aspect, not the computers, processors that is running, okay? Right. They bought a new information system to increase the efficiency of order processing. Now customer can place orders online by choosing the product they want, enter in the number of items and deliver address and provide in the right identification and payment information. The system generates invoices for the customer approval and the bill of order. According to the above description, which of the following can be considered as system processors? Right. So the processing means some processing done by the system. Okay, not data entering or anything else. Right. Now let's see. Choose in the product. Is it processing? No. Is it something the user has to do? Okay, so it's not a processing. Oh, it is not a process. It's not a process by the system. Enter in number of items required. It's not a process by the system. Providing the payment information, right? It is not a processing, right? It's something the user activity. Generating invoice, that is something processing, right? So you have to process it, your data, and generate the invoice. Calculating the bill value, so that is something you have to do processing to calculate the bill value, right? So the answer is these are the data entering. Okay, so these are the processing. Okay, so the answer is D and E. Okay, D and E. 5. D and E. Right. 6. Major roles of information systems in business include the support of. Now, what are the major roles of business? The transaction processing, right? The management support, that is decision making and planning, right? So then the knowledge management, what else? Communication and collaboration, especially with internal as well as outside your business partners, etc. Right? So many. So this is an open question. Open question. Right. Major roles of information systems in a business. Okay. Business process and operation. So that is what TPSs are doing. Right. Order processing system, inventory management system. Right. It support, automate the business processes and operations. Business decision making. Yes, right. So that is why we have the MIS, DSS. Remember we discussed those. Business management and evaluation. So now the thing is, when they say major roles, now where is this right? Major roles, minor roles. It is all subjective. So that these are the unfortunate type of questions, right? So who is the person who is going to decide this is major role, this is minor role, unless it is obvious, right? So business management and evaluation is for me major role. Another person will say, no, that is a minor role. For me, the management is extremely important thing. For example, this country is going to be bankrupt because of poor management. මිනිස්සුන්ගේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙමෙයි නේද? මිනිස්සුන්ගේ ප්‍රශ්නකුත් තමයි බහුතරයේ. ඒ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ තියෙන attitude ඒකනේ ඒගොල්ලෝ management select කරන්නේ. But the management is for me critical. Strategies for competitive advantage. So those are also important, but I don't know. So these two are sort of the, compared to these things, I would say secondary. Then transaction data processing. For me, it looks like all 5 are important. So major roles. Then how they make decide can major roles, minor roles. Strategies for competitive advantage, business management and evaluation, business decision making, transaction processing data. So I have no clue of, right, maybe a particular book may have categorized it one way, another book will categorize it in another way, another person will categorize it in another way, right? මේ ඔක්කොම වැදගත් තමයි නේද? decision making වැදගත්, business processing වැදගත්. මේවා වැදගත් නැහැ කියන්න බෑ. නමුත් මේවා මම දන්නේ අච්චරමත් වැදගත් තමයි. ඉතින් ඒක පැත්තකින් බලමු. ස්ට්‍රැටජි එකක් වැරදුනට පස්සේ ඉතින් එහාට ඔක්කොම ඉවරයි. So therefore මම මේකට මෙලෝ උත්තරයක් අහන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාලා උත්තරයක් ගහන්න තු ඊට පස්සේ උත්තරයක් ගහන්න. මම ගහනවා නම් ගහන්නේ business process and operations. ඒකත් මතයි මෙතනක් තියෙන්නේ transactional data processing කියලා. මම දන්නේ මට ඔක්කොම වැදගත්. ඒකයි මට තියෙන අවුල දැන්. I will say C. අනිත් ඒවා අයින් කරන්නත් ඕන වගේ හිතෙන හඳ නැත්නම් මට හිතෙන ඔක්කොම ගහන්න ඕන එකක් කියලා. I will go forward. Definitely I know that all are not answers, right? Because මට මේක වෙනස් හොයන්න බෑ. හරි? Right. Let's look at the sixth one. Right. So the examiner has taken A, B, D, C and E අරන් නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක අරන් නැහැ, මේක අරන් නැහැ. Business process and operations අරන් තියෙනවා. Transactional data processing අරන් නැහැ. Okay. ඉතින් මේ කියලාම තියෙන information systems කියලා. ඉතින් information systems වල data transaction data process කරන්නේ නැත්නම් මොකටද? ඉස්සෙල්ලාම හදන්නේ transaction systems එක. So therefore it's a debatable answer. මම කියන්නේ debatable answers හම්බෙයි කියලා ඔන්න දැන් ඔන්න එකක් හම්බුණා. හරි? ඔන්න එකක් හම්බුණා. අන්නේ debatable questions වල එකක් ඔන්න. හරි? මම කියන්නේ එහෙම 10ක් විතර බලාපොරොත්තු වෙමු කියලා. මේ subject එක විතරක්. Right. 7. According to Michael Porter's model, a company can successfully face competitive forces to survive and succeed in long runs only if it has developed strategies such as, remember we discussed about Michael Porter's 5 force analysis. Okay, so now you must remember those 5 forces because we discussed that, and you can refer to your note that we have provided also. Bargaining power of the supplier, bargaining power of the customer, right? So just give me 1 minute, okay? Then we have the threat of new products, threat of substitute product, and the rivalry among competitors. So we call them 5 forces in market, 5 market forces. And if they are high, we are in a tough situation. If they are low, it's good thing for us. We have less pressure. So there's always some factors will be high, some other factors will be low, depending on the business you are doing and your capacity. Right? But the question is not asking about these 5 forces. Right? So the question is completely different. They are talking about the Michael Porter's model, and what they are asking is not about these 5 forces. So they have mentioned this to confuse you. What they're asking is, once you analyze that, we want to come up with the best strategy so that the high forces we can tackle. Right? If something is high, still we can tackle that by proper strategies. So the question is, what are those possible strategies? නැතු මේව නෙමෙයි අහන්නේ. මේව ටිකත් උත්තර වල දාලා තිනවා රවට්ටන්න. Right? So succeed in long runs only if it has developed strategies such as මොනවාද strategies? Strategies කතා කරා මොනවාද? Quality leadership, cost leadership, නේද? Product differentiation. ඔන්නවද strategies. දැන් බලමු. Cost leadership. Yes, you try to sell at a very low price, competitive price, so that the others will struggle to sell at that price, especially in manufacturing. If you have the latest technology, efficiency, right, access to low cost labors, so you can sell at lower price. That is what China is doing. That is what India is doing. Cost leadership. Bargaining power of supply is not a strategy. It's one of the 5 forces. And then we are රවට්ටන්න තමයි මේවා දීලා. Michael Porter's 5 forces කියන විතරක් පොළවේ තියාගෙන යන කට්ටියක් තියෙනවනේ question කියවන්න නැතුව. ඒගොල්ලෝ මේකට ගහනවා. හරි? So that is not answer. Threat of new entrants? No, that is one of the 5 forces. Innovation? Yes, that is a strategy. Imitation? imitation කියන්නේ copy කරනවා. copy කරලා business කරන්න බෑ නේද? copy කරලා කොහොමද business කරන්නේ? ඒක නිකන් తాවකාලික දෙයක්. ඒවා හැමදාම කරගෙන යන්න බෑ. So answer is A and D. So those are the strategies mentioned in your answers. Okay. A and D. Sorry, A and D, correct. Right. If you have any doubts, right. So sometimes when I have doubts about the answers, I am talking to you, right? So similarly, maybe you have also doubts. So then you have to talk or chat or whatever, right? මම කියන්නේ මේක මට එකම ඩවුට් එකක් කියලා නේද? ඒ වගේ ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඩවුට් තියෙන තැන් වලත් කියන්න ඕනේ. මෙතන ඩවුට් එකක් තියෙනවා. මේ ආන්සර් එක නැත්නම් මං කියන එක ඩවුට් එකක් තියෙනවා. නැත්නම් එක්සැමිනර් කියන එක ඩවුට් එකක් තියෙනවා. මේක හරියට කරගෙන ඉස්සරහට යන්න ඕනේ නම්. හරි? Right. Because you must be very serious. Because there are serious set of students are also there, right? In some institute, they study 5 days. Full time. මුළු දවසම දවස් 5ම ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එක ඇතුළට වෙලා ඉගෙන ගන්නවා BIT. තව සමහර ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් 3 days. ඕගලන්ට කොහොමද? පැය 3යි පැය 4යි. ඉතින් පැය 3-4න් කරනවා නම් ඒක ආයි 100ට 100ක් දීලා අරගොල්ලොත් එක තරම් කරන්න ඕන. ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකක් ඇතුලේ දවස් 5ෙම ඉන්න ඒගොල්ලොත් දෙන්නේ ওই පේපර් එකම තමයි. ඒකත් මතක තියාගන්න නිකන්. හරි අපි මේවා නිකන් ගණන් ගන්නෑ. හරි එහෙම කියලා හිතලියලා අන්තිමට විභාගය දුන්නට පස්සේ අනේ අපරාධේ මේක එක්ක නොකර ඉන්න දිනුවා නැත්නම් කරනවා නම් හරියට කරන්න තියුණා කියලා හිතේ ඊට පස්සේ. හරි. මොකද ඕගොල්ලන්ට විතරක් නෙමෙයි පේපර් එක දෙන්නේ හැමෝටම. එක පේපර් එකක් හම්බ වෙන්නේ. Right. 8th. Careers in information system organization can be categorized into 3 main functional groups. Okay. Operations, development, support. Okay. Which of the following career belongs to the operations group? Operations group. So they say we can subdivide it to operations, development, and support. Right. So development means developing software. Like software developers, quality assurance engineers, project managers, business analysts. So that is development. Right. So the operations means they involved in operating system. Right. So that is pretty much the data entry operators, blah, blah, blah. Then the support means support in the users. Right. In case of you can't log into the system, so you must get some support from the supporting staff, etc. Okay, right. So the question is, careers belong into operations. Okay, database administrator. Now this question is really fuzzy question. Actually the answers are really fuzzy. Right? So what they ask is operations group. Okay, operations, that is help operate in the running the systems. Okay. Database administrator. So are they support or operation? Definitely not development. Right? Definitely not development. Are they doing operations or support? For me, database administrators are doing support. They are not doing operations, business operations. Okay. So therefore, I will not take it. But I think the examiner has taken this as answer. Okay. Help desk support specialists. So they are support, right? They are support and not operations, because they are help desk support specialists. Security analyst. Now, are they support to operations? Right. So in a way, we can take it as operations as well, because they are not just supporting, right? So they directly involved in operate in the systems, right? Operate the systems in a secure way. In a way, we can look at it as supporting, right? So this is the fuzzy area. This one and this one. Is it supporting or operations? Then system administrator. Again, is it supporting or operator? System analyst? No, definitely no. Right? So these two are no. But we have 3 contents. Okay. We have 3 things. Now I am really not sure whether it is supporting or operations. Database administrator support එකක්ද කරන්නේ? එයා operation එකටම ගන්න පුළුවන්ද? System administrator support එකක්ද කරන්නේ operation? මේව ඇවිල්ලා එහෙම ඉරක් ගහලා හොයන්න බෑ ඇත්තටම. So the reality is these are very fuzzy questions. Okay. So what they ask is operations. I will take maybe security analyst, as operations because it is not supporting. Okay. So this system administrator is there, database administrator is there. Okay. So I'm not very sure whether we should take these or not. Right. I'm not sure. Right. So I will take only C. Okay. 8. Right. So the examiner has taken C and D. So that means examiner has taken security analyst and examiner has taken system administrator, but examiner has not taken database administrator. So the examiner thinks database administrator is maybe support or development, because at the development time also we need database administrators. And examiner thinks system administrator is also operations. Okay, operations. But anyway, there's no universal agreement which role is which. Okay. Right. 9. Which of the following statements is correct regarding shadow IT? Now you can see these are not directly mentioned in your notes. Okay. That is why they have given you the reference books. Right. Which of the following statements these are correct regarding shadow IT? So shadow IT means, so we have two type of IT. The mainstream IT or the IT department, right? IT department taking IT. So then you have the people can manage their own tasks as well. For example, if you have employees who are capable of doing certain IT related tasks, they can manage their own tasks, right? While they are getting the support from the IT department and the main enterprise-wise IT software, right? Order processing system, inventory management systems, of course, your employees will not be able to develop it, right? Your marketing manager, finance, executives will not be able to develop a inventory management system, accounting system. So that is where we have the main IT department and the IT infrastructure, IT managers. So, but there are some situations where a simple Excel sheet will do that. Okay. So that kind of things that is done by the departments and their employees themselves, small tasks, we call it shadow IT. ඒගොල්ලෝ හෙවණැල්ලක් වගේ අරක පිටිපස්සෙන් සපෝට් එකට ඉන්නවා. ඒක තමයි IT දන්න ආයතන වලට ගන්න කැමති. ඒකට ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි shadow IT වෙන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ IT department එකට ගියේ නැතත් ඒගොල්ලෝ ගන්න accounting වලට, finance වලට, marketing වලට හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ IT වලට ඒගොල්ලෝ කරගන්නවා. පොඩි access වලින් database එකක් හදාගෙන ඒ ටික තියා ගන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් පොඩි integration එකක් කරගන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ marketing system එකකට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ outlook හරි මොනවා හරි එකක්. So that IT knowledge is needed. Right. So now let's read the answers. It can be an information system or solution developed by non-IT department in an organization. So that is correct, right? It's something developed by non-IT department. So that is correct. It is an information system or solution developed by IT experts. If that is the case, that is not shadow IT, that is main IT. It helps business managers to quickly create innovative solutions to real business problems. So it says business managers. If it is business managers that come up with some solutions, maybe small scale solutions, then it is shadow IT, right? Because it's not IT people. It refers to an information system or computing device developed in a department without getting approval of the IT department of the organization. So that is a debatable answer, right? Yes, if it is a very small task, you don't have to get the approval of the IT department, right? And sometimes you can inform the IT department and do that also. Because if it is something like a bank or something, they have a lot of security and other policies. You can't just develop something and install, right? So therefore, this is debatable answer. So in some companies, organizations, yes, you don't have to inform them. You can just use it. But in some cases, you have to inform, especially if you are doing the installation and stuff like that. Right. So this is a debatable answer, unfortunately. Right. So E. And also in the exam paper, you don't have something called debatable answer, right? You have to either say yes or no. That is the bad thing about MCQ questions. It is not something that you can discuss. Okay. Anyway, so we'll think about that later. It is a solution introduced by IT department in order to quickly test many different software and purchase the ideal solutions for the organization. It is a solution introduced by IT department. So then it is not a shadow IT, right? It is not shadow IT, right? So shall we take D or not? It refers to information system or computing device developed by a department without getting approval of the IT department of the organization. So if it is a simple thing, yes, right? So I will say yes, right? But that is a highly debatable answer. So I will go for A, C, and D. Okay, A, C, and D. Yes, examiner has also taken A, C, and D. Okay, A, C, and D. Right, 10. දැන් හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න මම මේ පේපර් එක කරන්නේ 5-6 වෙනි වතාවට. ඕගොල්ලෝ එක්සෑම් එකට ගියාම ඕගොල්ලන්ට පේපර් එක පේන්නේ first time. මම එක්සෑම් එකට ගියත් මට පේන්නේ first time විතර අලුත් පේපර් එකක් නේ. So therefore don't carry away by right these things. That is why I ask you to do it first by yourself and evaluate yourself. mark කරලා බලන්න ඕන මට කීයක් ආවද. මම දැන් pass rate එකේ ඉන්නේ ඔයාගේ target එකේ නේද? සමහරව ඉන්නවා මේක යන්තම් ගොඩ දා ගන්න කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා. එහෙම කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. හරි ඒගොල්ලෝ එන්නෙම BIT course එක කරන්නේ නැහැ. මට මේක යන්තම් ගොඩ දා ගන්න ඕන. මට මේ මෙහෙම ලොකු ජීවිතේ ලොකු බලාපොරොත්තු නැහැ. හරි මේවා නිකන් යන්තම් ගොඩ දාගෙන ජීවිතෙත් ඔය යන්තම් ගොඩ දාගෙන ජීවත් මැරෙනකන් ඉන්නවා. හරි. ඒතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ බලන්න ඕනේ මට දැන් යන්තම් ගොඩ දා ගන්න මට්ටමට ඇවිල්ලා දින්නේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ යන්තම් ගොඩ දානවට එහා යන්නේ නැහැ නේ. හරි. ඒගොල්ලෝ තේ එකක් හැදුවත් ඔය යන්තම් තේ එක හදලා දෙනවා. කිරියොද්දක් හැදුවත් යන්තම් කිරියොද්ද හදලා දෙනවා. නේද? ගහක් හිටෙව්වත් ඔය යන්තම් ගහේ ගහ හොයනවා නම් ඒ ඇති ඒගොල්ලන්ට. තව කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවනේ නේද? So you have the higher goals in your life, right? මෙහෙම යන්තම් ගොඩ දාගෙන හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මට මෙහෙම කැරියර් එකට යන්න ඕන, IT field එකේ කැරියර් එකට යන්න ඕන, academic field එකේ කැරියර් එකට යන්න ඕන, මට migrate වෙන්න ඕන. හරි. මට ඒ වගේ තියෙන අය බලන්න දැන් ඔයාගේ MCQ වලට ආන්සර් දුන්නා මට එනවාද 70ක් 80ක් නේද? A එකක් B+ එකක් එනවාද කියලා බලන්න ඕන. හරි. දැන් ඉතින් ඔයාලට ටික ටික බාර දෙන්න මේක. හරි semester 1. හරි semester 2 වගේ අපි මාස 3කින් කරන්නේ ආ. semester 2 වගේ මාස 3. ඒ වගේ content එකත් අඩුයි. ඒකේ ඉන්නේ මානසිකව රෙඩි වෙච්ච කට්ටිය. හරි. semester 3 4 වගේ යනකොට. Right. So which of the following statement is correct regarding business process re-engineering and business process improvement? So we specifically mentioned about these two. You can refer to our note or you can refer to the UCSC note as well. So business process re-engineering and business process improvement. Business process improvement means continuous improvement we do day to day. Right? Day to day. ඔගොල්ලෝ දැක්කද සමහරවිට ඔයගොල්ලෝ නම් වැඩි දකින්නේ නැහැ. හරි? ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ notes වල එහෙම මොනවා හරි error එකක් දුන්නොත් මම එවෙලෙම ගිහිල්ලා පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න මම word එක edit කරලා එන්නම් කියලා edit කරනවා තප්පරයක් දෙන්න කියලා. So that is, those are the type of things we call business process improvements. It's a day-to-day continuous improvements we do. Right? So when we see that there's something that we can improve, then ආයතනයක් කියනම ආයතනයේ ඒ අදාළ මැනේජර් හිතනවා නෑ මේක මෙතන තියෙනවට වැඩිය හොඳ අතන තියෙන එක. So that is a business process improvement. Right? Business process improvement. දැන් බෝඩ් එක සවුත් වෙලා මේ බෝඩ් එක අයින් කරලා වෙන බෝඩ් එකක් ගහන්න ඕන. So that is a business process improvement. That is something ongoing, right? Then what is business process re-engineering? That is a radical change we are going to do. Right? Radical change, big change. So we don't do business process re-engineering day to day. Maybe once in a while, maybe once in a 5 years, we do business process re-engineering. So we must be ready to do that. Right? Maybe the major changes in technology, major changes in people's life, economy, politics. So then only we want to exploit that by doing a major change. So then we go for business process re-engineering. Okay, business process re-engineering. Right. So now let's read. So business process re-engineering involves maybe you are doing the way, big change to the way you do the business. You decided to go more online. Okay. Or you decide to come up with new management strategies. ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැකලා ආයතන වල බෝඩ් වල ඉඳලා වෙනස් වෙනවා. මුළු ආයතනයේම අලුත් මූණුවරකින් එළියට එන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. So that is called business process re-engineering. Right? Business process re-engineering. පහුගිය ආණ්ඩුව කාලේ ඒක කරන්න හැදුවා ඒගොල්ලෝ මහජන බැංකුව වලට. මහජන බැංකුව ඉස්සර තිබුණේ කොහොමද නිකන්? මහ මූසල නේද? කාලකන්ණි නේද? කවුන්ටර් දිනවා මිනිස්සු පෝලිං වල ඉන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ ඒගොල්ලෝ එකපාරට ගිය ආණ්ඩුව කාලේ කරා ඔක්කොම ටික අර ලස්සන කොළ පාට, තැඹිලි පාටක දාලා ඉස්සරහා නේද? ටෙලර් මැෂින්ස් ගොඩක් දාලා සල්ලි දාන නේද? money deposit machine දාලා හරි මේක ටිකක් පොෂ් කරලා ගන්න බැලුවා මේ HSBC එක වගේ සම්පත් බැංකුව වගේ පොඩ හැපනින් වෙන්න තැනක් කරා. අන්න ඒවට තමයි business process re-engineering කරනවා කියන අර මූසලකම අයින් කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා බලන්න. So that is called business process re-engineering. ඒ private sector එකත් කරනවා සරින් සරි. Right. So now let's read it. Which of the following statements is correct regarding BPR and BPI, right? The level of changes in business process improvement is incremental. Incremental means bit by bit. While that in BPR is radial. Actually, this is not radial. Make a anyone is typing mistake. It must be radical. ඔකට පාවිච්චි කරන වචන radical ලා. Radical කියන්නේ ඔබ දැන් radical මිනිස්සු කියන්නේ නේද? සාම්ප්‍රදායයට අභියෝග කරන අය. අන්න ඒක තමයි business process re-engineering කියන්නේ. So assuming this is a typing mistake, I will say yes. හැබැයි එහෙම exam එකේ typing mistakes හදන්න ඕනේ කියලා නම් නීතියක් නෑ. exam එකේ typing mistake එකක් තිබුණොත් examiner ඔක්කොටම ලකුණු දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒකට answer එකට mark කරපු අයටයි නැති අයටයි. නමුත් ලංකාවේ එහෙම culture එකක් නෑ. ඒකත් මතක තියාගන්න. A level O level වල විතරයි එහෙම culture එකක් තියෙන්නේ. මොකද අම්මලා තාත්තලා බෙල්ල මිරිකන්න හදනවා exam එකේ නැත්තයි ඒක. අනිත් අයන් වල එහෙම culture එකක් නෑ. Right. B. Risk associated with BPI, this business process improvement is always higher than risk of BPR. No, it's other way. When you are doing a radical change, big change, that is where the high risk. We are taking that risk because we feel like it's worth. Right? So therefore, this is wrong. The risk is higher when we are doing a radical big change. Right? C. BPI, business process improvement, aims to make an improved version of the business process, while business process re-engineering attempts to create a brand new business process. So that is what is meant by radical change. Yes. Compared to business process re-engineering, business process improvement can be completed in short time. Correct, right? Business process improvement is just a small changes, right? That is, it is business process re-engineering. We need a lot of time. Correct. This compared to BPR, yes, BPI can be completed in short time. Correct. Business process re-engineering takes a top-down approach. Top-down approach means the decision is taken by the top management and they ask the lower level to implement it. So that is called top-down. ඒක එන්නේ උඩින්. ඒ තීරණය ගන්න උඩ අය. CEO managing directors තමයි ගන්න. යටට කියනවා IT managers ලට සානිත්‍යයට කියනවා දැන් මේක කරන්න ඕන. So then the bottom up means, so those who are in the down, right? The center managers, supervisors, they see this and they sometimes they do it. They don't have to even improve, or maybe they can improve it later. Right? So that is called bottom up approach. So you can see that if you are doing a radical change, big change, it has to come from top to bottom. If you are doing a small change, so those decisions can be done by the low level managers. So now let's read it. BPR takes a top-down approach. Yes, business process re-engineering is a big change. It has to come from the top. While business process improvement is a bottom-up approach. Because yes, right. So small changes are identified by these low-level people and they can even do it. Correct. So the answer is everything other than B. Okay. Everything other than B. Now, at least you must get that feeling of the paper and the levels of expectations. Okay, this is a degree level. 11. Daras.lk, Ikman.lk are two different types of e-commerce applications. Yes, I hope you are aware of these things. While the following options list the type of e-commerce application, sorry, which of the following options list the type of e-commerce applications in the order they have been listed above? So is it Daraz C to C or C to B or blah, 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 and it is, and also ICMA. And we know that Daraz is a trading platform where people can buy things even from overseas, right? Because they are also, those products are also there, and others can sell it. And Daraz itself is also selling, and also they allow third-party vendors to come and sell it in the Daraz side. Okay. So it's basically B2C, business to consumer, but a lot of B2B interactions are also there, but it's major B2C, right? You sell things, you and your partners. It's definitely not a C2C, because these people who are coming to this site to sell items, they are actually businessmen, small scale businessmen. So therefore it's not C2C. It is more B2C, and a lot of B2B is also there, but mainly if you look at their business, it's B2C. Okay, so I will say it is more B2C. So that is how you are. I don't know how you argue with yourself. ICMA is just a marketing site, right? Advertising site where we can advertise something and others can buy, look at those things and contact us and blah, blah. It is mainly the customers, right? Not professional business people come and advertise here. So we sometimes go there to buy something. Sometimes we post our advertisement to sell something. And we are just citizens or customers, right? So it's more C2C for me. So therefore, I will go for B2C and C2C. Okay, B2C and C2B. Right. Let's see whether my answer is correct, and you must have your own answer by now. Right. So the answer is they have taken is B. Okay, they have taken is B. Right, 12. Which of the following statement is correct regarding e-commerce? Now remember, we discussed few terms. We have discussed business, then e-business. E-business can be B2C, B2B, C2C, right? And so many, even C2B. But out of that, this B2C is called e-commerce. Right? We discussed this, okay? So B2C, the business selling their product or services online is called e-commerce. Okay, e-commerce is a subset of e-business. E-business is that big thing, right? Interacting with other partners and all those things together is e-business. Right, now let's read the question, right? Because its question is about e-commerce. It is the process of buying and selling product or services via wireless handheld devices. In a way, that is what happening, right? In e-commerce, right? But when we say e-commerce, usually we look at it from the business perspective. Rather, we say just selling. Okay, but this says buying and selling, right? So usually we, rather than saying selling and buying. So I think, but it says via wireless handheld devices. Is it only wireless handheld devices? So that is a special case of e-commerce called m-commerce. Now, therefore, in a way, this is correct, but this is not perfectly correct because this is just a subset of e-commerce. M-commerce is just a subset of e-commerce. Okay. So therefore, let's mark it, but I'm not very sure whether we should go for it because this is just a part of it. Although most of the transactions take place online. That is correct, right? So that is what e-commerce is all about. Online transactions, business transactions between the business and the customers. I'll take that. It enables users to make transactions from anywhere if they are connected to internet. That is correct, right? Because it's online, e-commerce, electronic. Both retail and wholesales can be conducted through e-commerce. Yes, right? So if mostly retail, but even wholesales. For example, in China, you have the Alibaba and AliExpress. I think one is for wholesale, other one is Retail. Right. Both retail and wholesale can be conducted through e-commerce. Yes. E-commerce applications can support manufacturing companies to reduce the inventory. So that is also correct. Why? When we have e-commerce, we are selling online. So people directly buy from manufacturer. So then you don't have to keep it in stores, your retailers, wholesalers, etc. Right? You manufacture, you ship it to the customer. So that means it is the time that your product remains in the inventories, or that means basically your stores, etc., is less because you directly get the order, you directly send it, right? So I will say yes. Okay. So then what about A? Because there are so many correct answers are also, so I will not go for A because it's just a subset. Okay. And I just wonder whether is it possible for a lot of answers to be correct, but that can be this, right? So let's take the answers, look at the answers. Yes, everything other than A. Everything other than A. Right, 13. Which of the following statements is correct regarding online bartering? So this is something we discuss as a new trend, right? Bartering. Bartering can what? Where did we discuss that? Rather than you use money, I think this is something that we are going to do it more and more in the future in Sri Lanka because the money's value is now losing. සල්ලි බල්ලටම ගිහලා රුපියල් කියනවා දැන් බල්ලෙක්වත් ගණන් ගන්න නැහැ නේ අර කාලකන්ණිය අච්චු ගහ දෙනවනේ. So online bartering is exchange of goods and services between two or more parties without the use of money. That means I give my old smartphone, can you give me your old tab, right? So I have old coffee table, I like to exchange it with a maybe a cupboard, used cupboard door, maybe new cupboard, right? So that is called online bartering. So why bartering is getting popular again? The reason is now we have a lot of online interactions. People are getting closer together, right? WhatsApp and so many things are there, chatting. When we are getting closer, right? Of course, why people wanted to get into the money? Because we are sort of a remote, right? We are very remote at that time because the technology is not that improved. But now we are getting closer. Though we are physically distant, we are very closer. We can do communication. There are a lot of distribution and other mechanisms where we can directly send one item to the other place. So therefore now online bartering is getting more and more popular. Okay. And also people are really conscious about recycling, not wasting the resources, right? So therefore people try to do more and more bartering. When I say the general people, right? So now let's read the answers. It is about buying and selling product or services online. No, right? It's not actually buying and selling. It's exchange of your goods. It can support reducing excess inventory. Is it the case? I don't see, right? Just because you are doing exchange of, actually sometimes doing exchange of goods and service take more time because you have to find someone who is really in need and you are also getting another product. So maybe that product you don't like it. So therefore I will not go for that because I see no reason how it's going to reduce the inventory because you have to wait until someone who is willing to give you something useful to you. This approach speed up the movement of finished products into the customer, right? I don't think. Tax calculations and accountings are no longer required. I don't agree with that accounting, right? Because if we give something, it has to be accounted in the accounting system, saying that that product is no longer in the inventory, right? I don't think that tax calculations, maybe yes, because it's very difficult to track unless it is mentioned in the accounting. But if it is mentioned in the accounting, definitely you have to do the tax calculation, right? So it's very debatable answer, but it says no longer required. They say even accounting is not required. That I don't like. Just because you are doing bartering, I don't think that you can skip those things from your accounting. Then how can you track those business? Right? So a lot of corruptions can happen. How can you calculate your profit then? Right? I will not go for that. The risk of handling money is solved. Yes, right? Especially country like this. මේ වගේ බංකොලොත් රටවල් වලදී සල්ලි කියනවා ඇත්තටම තේරුම් නැහැ දැන් මිනිස්සුන්ට. හරි ඒක තමයි මිනිස්සු පුළුවන් තරම් ඉඩ කඩම් අරන් දාන්නේ රත්තරන් අරන් දාන්නේ නේද? බිට්කොයින් අරන් දාන්නේ. මොකද ඒ සල්ලි ආණ්ඩුවේ බලපෑමක් නැති සල්ලි. අන්න දාඩිය මාසෙන් උපයන සල්ලි තියෙන්නේ බිට්කොයින් වල. ඒවා ආණ්ඩුවට කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරන්න බෑ, ඩීවැලියු කරන්න බෑ. උද්දමනයට දාන්න බැරි. So ඒකන්ද මේ risk of handling අඩු වෙන එක විදියක් තමයි online bartering. අනිත් විදිය තමයි ඔයා පුළුවන් තරම් රටේ මිනිස්සු ටික යන්න ඕන ක්‍රිප්ටෝ කරන්සි වලට. ඒවා තාක්ෂණය මත ඩිපෙන්ඩ්ස් වෙනවා. ඒවා කාගේ හරි ආසාවට නේද? කාලකන්ණියගේ උමනාවට අච්චු ගහන්න හදන්න බෑ Bitcoin. So therefore we'll take it. Right? Because risk එක අඩු වෙනවා නේද? අපි කෙලින් අපිටත් උඩට ඉස්සරහට යන්න වෙන්නේ. මේ වගේ කාලකන්ණි දිගටම මේ රටේ හිටියොත් මම කියන්නේ පාලකයෝ කියලා මිනිස්සුනේ පාලකයෝ පත්ත. Right, 13 I will go for E. Right, so the examiner has taken E as well as B. So it says it can support reducing excessive inventory. So that I don't like. Anyway, my liking doesn't matter. It is examiner's things. I don't see why bartering can reduce excess inventory, because bartering means you have to wait for someone who is willing to give something to you that you are willing to accept. That is why the money is better, because you can keep money for some times and then spend that money. But in bartering, you can't do that. You have to wait until someone who is willing to give you something that you value. So therefore, I don't agree with this B, answer B. Again, that is partial and partial of life. So we may have agreement and disagreement. Maybe you may not agree with me and you agree with the examiner. That is fine. So that is our human nature. Okay. Right. So I will take only E, but according to the examiner, B and E. Okay. Right. 14. The types of mobile ad networks include. So this is mentioned in your note, UCSC notes. Actually, I forgot to add that to your note. I think later I added it and upload. Right. So these things are mentioned in, just give me 1 minute. These things are mentioned in your note, I think. The blind networks and other things. So let's see whether it's in your VLE note. So you have to refer to the VLE note. Okay. Our note plus VLE note. And when exams are nearing, more into the VLE note, university note, right? So that is why, of course, you have not registered in your university yet, right? But that is why I have given you the VLE note in the zip folder as a zip file. You can see BIT-UCSC official VLE note, right? So that is what you are going to see as the officially provided by the university, and they are setting the exams based on the reference book, syllabus, and the VLE note. And our notes are value addition, right? To help you understand, right? Of course, use our notes more and more at the beginning, but when the exams is next week, right, you must sort of concentrate more on the VLE note, because examiner is setting the exam paper based on the reference books and the VLE note. They are not looking at our notes. That our note is something we have prepared for you to understand the subject, because your degree course has 2 objectives. They are highly related, but 2 different objectives. Pass the exam, have that competencies, attitude for have a really shining career in your life. Go anywhere and work and have a proud life. So therefore, those two are sometimes conflicting also, right? Sometimes it is supplementary. So therefore, when exams are nearing, make sure you pay more attention to the VLE notes and pass it. Then again, you can come back to our notes. I am not saying that the VLE notes are not doing that, but our notes are more descriptive, more details, because we want to have that proper mindset. Okay. But our notes may deviate you from the exams of objectives. So that is why you have to refer to the VLE notes, especially when the exams are nearing. So I want to explain those things upfront, right? So I don't want you to mess your studies, your careers, etc., and life. Okay, right. Right. So let's see whether it's mentioned. I think it was mentioned in your mobile, electronic and mobile commerce. Say blind or something. Yeah, you can see it's directly mentioned in your note as well, but I think it was not in our note. The blind networks, premium blind networks, premium networks. I'll just explain a little bit on the how the advertising is done in e-commerce. Right. So there are two different ways you can do advertising for your business. One thing is, of course, there are two parties, right? So those who are willing to do advertising, and those who are willing to, so do advertising means I want to advertise my business, and those who are willing to do advertisements or run advertisements, or they are willing to have advertisements in their sites. So those are the two parties, and there must be a mechanism for these two people to meet and negotiate and do things like that. So there are two approaches. The first approach is, if I am willing to do some advertisements for my business, I go and ask a particular website or whatever, can you take my advertisement? So that is what we do, right? If you take other than the site, Daily Mirror site, so they are displaying advertisements. It's something like paper advertisements or television advertisement. Okay. So then that is one approach. But usually that is highly costly as well, because you have to negotiate for longer periods and stuff like that. The second approach is, we have advertising frameworks, especially Google AdSense. So we are giving the ads to the Google, and Google publish that to the websites which are subscribed to the Google advertisements. So therefore, when the advertisements we publish will be pushed to the sites, and when sites or mobile networks or whatever, right? For example, it can be part of the Messenger or WhatsApp or something like that, or Viber. But not we do it directly. We give it to the Viber, we give it to the Google, right? So that is the second approach. Okay, so the second approach has so many business models, different models. And second approach is very flexible, because you can set very low budget. That is what happens in social media also, like Facebook. We give it to the Facebook, and Facebook push it to the different pages, etc. That is what happens in YouTube. We give our advertisement to the YouTube, and there are YouTubers, right, who have enabled advertisement on their channel. So then when my advertisement might be published to one of their channel, and my costing, part of my advertising cost is given to the YouTuber, and part is retained by Google, a part is given to the YouTuber. So that is why YouTubing is really profitable business these days. If you are a professional YouTuber, professional කියන්නේ යන්තම් කොට දාන කට්ටිය නෙමෙයි, මේක නිකන් බොක්කෙන් කරන කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. හරි? මිලියන ගාණක් subscribers හදාගත්ත කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. So that is මම යන්තම් සන්තම් ආයට කොහෙ ගියත් ඔය මොකක් හරි ජොබ් කට්ටක් කරගෙන ඉන්න වෙන්නේ. TikTok හරි කවන්නේ ඒක බොක්කෙන් කරන්න ඕන. perfectly කරන්න ඕන. හරි. අනිත් අයට වගේ අනිත් අයට හැරෙන්න බැරි වෙන level එකට කරන්න ඕන. තරංකාරී ලෝකේ ජීවත් වෙන්න. Right? So that is the second approach. So now this slide is all about the second approach. Right? So what are those? These are more relevant to the mobile frameworks as well. Blind networks, premium blind networks, premium networks. So blind network means we give it to the advertiser and we don't know where our advertisements will be published. So we can say that we prefer to publish it in Sri Lankan sites. We prefer to publish it in education sites or news sites or gossip sites. සමහර ඇඩ්වර්ටයිස්මන්ට් අපි ටාගට් කරන්නේ gossip site. මොකද gossip site එකට එන අය තමයි මෝඩ සෙට් එක. මෝඩ සෙට් එකට විකුණන්න දේවලුත් අපි ගාව තියෙනව නේද? නේද? මෝඩ සෙට් එකට විකුණන්න බඩුත් තියෙනවා අපි ගාව. හරි? ආන්දල විකුණන දේවල් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒක අපි කියන්නේ නෑ. ඕක දාන්න එපා এডুকেෂන් සයිට් එක. ඕක දාන්න එපා. ඒ වගේ වැදගත් තැනක. ඕක දාන්න gossip site වලම දාන්න. මොකද අපිට ඕන හරක් අඳ ගන්න. So we can give that kind of suggestions, but it's not 100% our control. So that is called blind network. So premium blind network means, let's go to the premium network. In premium network, we are giving the advertisement to our advertising firm like Google AdSense, but we can say we want this to be displayed in other than a site. This to be displayed in Daily Mirror site. Because Daily Mirror has their Google AdSense, right? Other than has use the Google AdSense. So that is called premium. Okay. So we can secure a particular location in a particular site. So premium blind means in general it is blind, but we can pay extra money to get it premium features. Okay. So most advertising is blind, but for an additional charge, the advertisers can buy specific spot on a website. So that is called premium blind. Okay. Right. So now let's go through your answers. The type of mobile ad networks include blind network, premium network, premium blind networks. Mobile ad networks. Right. So let's go for A, C, and D. A, C, and D. Okay. 15. XYZ is a dried fruit packaging company. Their existing website provides information related to types of dried fruits and different sizes of packages they have. They wish to improve their website, aiming to attract more customers to it and meet the customer requirements more efficiently. Which of the following activities can be performed for this purpose? Right? Okay, let's read it. Add new contents to the website on regular basis. That is good, right? So when new contents, useful contents are published, more and more people will visit your site. Include meta tags in the home page of the website. Not only home page, in any page, if you have proper meta tags, that means it's search engine optimized, right? Right. So meta tags help search engines to identify your context so that they can give it in the search results. Add links to the reputable websites having similar products. So that is debatable thing. Right? In websites, if you have a lot of links, in a way that is bad for your website for two reasons. One reason, people may go out of your website by clicking a link. Second thing is, when you have, there's something called Google search algorithm, Google page rank. Especially we are relying on Google for search engines, okay? Because Google is the number one and the dominant and sort of the one and only search engine right now. That is the dominance they have. So if you have too many outgoing links, the Google take it as a negative point, right? Negative point. So therefore, it's in a way disadvantage. People will move out of your site and also your Google page rank can go down. But at the same time, if they are really useful, right, people will come to your site because they know that you can get into that site from your site and they are really useful. So therefore, it's again debatable. So that is debatable answer for me. Use website traffic data analysis software. Yes, we can use the analysis software and see, are we getting improved? Are we getting more customers, less customers? Which page they comes most, right? So that is okay. Incorporate personalization techniques to capture customer data and build individual profiles. So that is also good, right? So we let them have their profiles, customizations, right? Wish list, shopping carts, and so many other things. Right? I will go for everything because C is sort of a debatable thing because it may result in people moving out of your page. I will not go for C. Okay. 15. Right. So they have not taken C, right, because of that risk. A, B, D, and E. Okay. 16. Which of the following statement these are correct regarding ERP systems? So enterprise resource planning systems, right? So enterprise resource planning systems are the systems that cover the entire, for almost all the functionalities or majority of the functionalities, right? Order processing, accounting, inventory management, customer relationship management, etc. Okay. Right. So now let's read the question answers. They have a shared database of key operational and planning data. Yes, typically, so all your ERP modules are connected to one database, typically. Yes. Because that is why we say it's a one big software. Okay. They can replace all the transactional processing systems in the organization. Of course, we can't say all, but yes, that is our target, right? Replacing all the things we implement ERP, at least the transactional processing systems. Okay. Yes, but we can't say all, but all is really a very extreme answer. But anyway, let's take it. Okay. So I don't know whether the examiner will not take this because of the all is there, but let's say it's used as a general term. Okay. They can provide support for business analytics and e-business, right? So business analytics is analyzing the business data to get idea about the trends and other things. So since we have that centralized database, yes, it can support, right? It is a support. And of course, e-business, we can connect it to our e-commerce sites as well, interface, right? Because it's also transaction. So we'll take that. They provide integrated real-time views of the business process of the company. Yes, it can be integrated because it has all the operational data, right? Operational data, especially the database, we can integrate it with to get the real-time view of the business process. I would say yes. They can be developed and implemented more quickly than any other business information system. So that is wrong, right? So this is a big system, right? So we can't develop. Usually we have to buy it from third-party vendors like SAP, Salesforce, IFS, etc. So I will say no. Okay. We can't implement. How can we implement big systems quickly? I will go for A, B, C, D. Yes, A, B, C, D. Okay, 17. Now, if you have any doubts, just you can raise those. Okay. Typical cloud-based enterprise resource planning system, because a lot of ERP systems are now getting cloud-based rather than you keep your own database, your business keeping your own database. They keep the data also, or they give you the cloud accounts so that you have less thing to do and the ERP provider can give you more support. Otherwise, they have to visit your sites. But now everything is in their infrastructure, their cloud, then of course you get access to those things, but at the same time they also have good control of that, so that they can provide the upgradations, right, bug fixes and things like that faster. Okay, but But when you are doing that, you are a little bit, no, not little bit, you are compromising the security and privacy as well. Of course, security, it's two-way. Sometimes it can enhance security because it's with the hand of experts, but definitely privacy, because your customers and your data is now with your ERP vendors cloud. So you have to trust them. And of course, business is all about trusting, right? Trusting. So if we can get the trust, so that is okay, right? So that is why our Gmail, we are keeping our secret things in our, right, clouds, because we trust Google. Okay. Right. So let's read the answer. Safe access to data from anywhere on my device. Right. Safe access to data from anywhere on any device. So in general, yes, right? Because when it is cloud-based, from anywhere, from any device, you can access it, right? Correct. I don't know whether safe access is a good term, right? Because when it is anywhere, any device, there are some security concerns. Okay. So therefore, these can be debatable, but if you take the majority from anywhere, any device, so I will take that. Conduct security checks and take immediate actions on threats. So that is in a way right, because now it's in the cloud. Now they are experts in their systems and security, because they can provide that expert support, because it's not only your ERP, some other ERPs are also there, right? So I will say yes. And again, someone will say that, okay, now it is not your control, it is with their control, so therefore you lose control, blah blah blah. Okay, so that is debatable, right? So let's අපිට ඉතින් අපේ ආන්සර් ගහලා ඉවරලා එක්සැමින් එකේ ආන්සර් එකත් එක්ක ටැලි වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න විතරයි මේ ඒ වගේ ක්වෙස්චන් වල කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. මොකද ඒක එහෙම තමයි. System offerings can be scaled up or down to meet business needs. That is one of the biggest advantage of cloud-based systems. So they can increase the disk space, more processing power, right, bandwidth, depending on your requirements, right? So if it is done by yourself, you have to take out one server and set up another server and so many headaches. But here, that is one of the biggest advantage of cloud computing, right? Platform as a service, software as a service. We can increase and decrease, scale up and scale down depending on our requirement. D, reduce infrastructure requirements and cost of information system management. Yes, because now we are using a shared infrastructure of the vendor. So we don't have our own dedicated servers. That is really cost effective. Possibility of easy customization and adaptation by end users. So is that the case? When it is with them, not by us, not with us, for us, it is difficult to customize, right? Because if everything is with us, it's easier for us to customize. But when everything is with them, we have lesser customization options. So therefore, I will not go for that. Okay, I will not go for that. So I will go for ABCD. And there can be debatable answers. Okay. Right. So now we can see there are debatable answers. So the examiner has not taken B. Conduct security checks and take immediate actions on threats. So examiner thinks that when it is with them, we can't do security checks and other things. Right? But I don't know. I don't agree with that. But anyway, we are losing the control because it's with them. Sometimes we have to rely on them for those tasks. In a way, it's correct also, but usually they are experts. They have the latest state-of-the-art technologies. Usually, that is why we go for that, right? So, have you ever worried about your YouTube, your Facebook details, your Gmail details? I don't. Very rarely, but at the same time, yes, sometimes we worried because it's not our control. So therefore, examiner has not taken B. So in a way, I can agree with the examiner also, okay, because it's a debatable answer. So now when I look at it from the other side, I feel like, yes, I think the examiner is correct. Okay. Right. So then examiner has taken E as answer. Possibility of easy customization and adaptation by end users. That I don't know why the examiner has taken like that. Right. So usually when we have the software with you, you have better customization, right? Not when you have software with someone else. For example, you don't have good flexibility of customizing YouTube. You don't have possibility of good customization of Facebook because you are using their service. But if you have installed it, so very good example is now some people use blogging platforms like WordPress. Now there are two ways you can use WordPress. One way, you create an account in the WordPress and use it. So then you have limited customization because it is their server and you don't get access to everything. The second approach is you download WordPress software and you set up it in your web server. So then you have 100% sort of a control to database level and all the levels. So therefore, I don't know why the examiner has not taken this as an answer. For me, when we go for clouds rather than we have the software, we lose a bit of our flexibility customization. But anyway, examiner has taken E as an answer. Okay, so this is I can agree, but I don't agree with this one. But anyway, that is part and parcel of life. Right, 18. Ravi Sandhu is a clothing manufacturing company which has more than 400 stores. And let's read the question. Which of the following is the most appropriate type for the new information system? Right, new information system, appropriate type. Okay, so look at the answers. Is it CRM, SCM, transaction processing, management information system, order processing system? Right, now we have a very good idea. Now we can read it with some purpose because it's a lengthy thing, right? Lengthy thing can right. Ravi Sandhu is a clothing manufacturing company which has more than 400 stores spread across Sri Lanka and few other countries. They find it difficult to maintain all the stores and wish to close some stores in order to reduce cost. However, they don't like to lose their 200 suppliers and customers. As a solution, the company is planning to introduce a new information system. This system should link suppliers, retailers, and customers and monitor production. As a result, the company will be able to quickly deliver new and stimulating products to the customers, and the management will be able to monitor the process and take necessary actions immediately. Right? It looks like supply chain management, right? Because they are talking about their suppliers, right? Their customers, they have stores, right? And they want to reduce cost by increasing the efficiency, right? And they are talking about the system should link suppliers, retailers, and customers and monitor production, blah, blah, blah. It should be a supply chain management. Supply chain management means from supply to inventory to the selling. Its customer relationship management is just managing the good relationship with the customer. That is the selling side. The management information system is in general decision-making system, decision support system, right? Routine, structured decision support. It's not just order processing, okay? It looks like it's more than order processing, but it's more an order processing system. I don't know whether the examiner will take that, but this is the better answer. Of course, it's a transaction processing system, right? But it's asked for most appropriate. So when we say most appropriate, usually only one answer is correct. I don't know. Usually, most keyword person. So I will go for C. 18, I will go for C. Right, 19. Consider the following characteristic of an information system. Read the answer. Question. Which of the above characteristic is correct regarding executive support system? Right. So they are talking about ESS. ESS means the top managers like CEO, managing director, to help their long-term strategic decision making. We use executive support system. Okay. and it's sort of a unique system depending on the business organization. Okay, right. So what they ask is characteristic of correct. Address decision requiring judgment, evaluation, and insight. Yes, insight means you have to think about the future. That is what the top managers do. Judgments, right? So some serious decision making. Yes. Handle routine operations associated with the business process. Now, that is where the TPS. Receives data from lower level systems and external sources. Yes, because executive support system is the top system. So they are heavily working with external data like marketing trends, economic trends, etc. At the same time, they have to get the information from internal systems. Okay, so I'll go for that. So I'll go for 1 and 3. 1 and 3 D. Okay, 19 D. Yes. 20. Which of the following is a cross-functional systems? Cross-functional system means it is not just concentrating on one functionality. It is concentrating on multiple things, multiple departments, right? Something like that. Like TPS, management information system, knowledge management system, enterprise resource planning system, customer relationship management system. Right. So which one is cross-functional? Cross-functional means it's not just one functionality. So definitely ERPs are cross-functional. Right. That is why we say enterprise resource planning. It covers almost all the features, right? What about the others? Management information system, knowledge management system. I think this was mentioned in your note. Right? Cross-functional systems, because it's again a very fussy definition is there. You can't just look at it and say is this cross-functional or not. Let me open the note, okay, because I'm not very sure about this. I would open your VLE note straight away because it should be there definitely. Right, you can see. Use cross-functional enterprise resource planning software to re-engineer, automate, blah, blah, blah. Anything else? That's all they are. Let's see whether it's mentioned somewhere else also. Maybe here. You can see cross-functional systems. Right. Cross-functional systems were designed to integrate the activities of the entire business process. It involves multiple divisions and is strategic way to use information technology, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Especially ERPs, right? ERPs. So you support manufacturing, sales, right? Even analytics. Right? So these are some examples of cross-functional systems. ERP, supply chain management. Okay. They have taken even customer relationship management. But customer relationship management is not that broad, but in your note, they have taken CRM as well. Okay. They have even taken knowledge management system, KMS. Right. So what they have taken as cross-functional systems are ERP, SCM, customer relationship management, and even they have taken knowledge management system. Right. So that is why you have to refer to your note as well. Right. So therefore, let's take those as the answers. Okay. Do we have those as the answers? Yes. Knowledge management system they have mentioned. Customer relationship management they have mentioned. So therefore, we can go for CD, and it's a very fussy area. So that is why I was not able to give a proper answer to this one with my understanding. For this question, I had to rely on your note because this is not a clear-cut functionality. Saying this, we can't just draw a line and say these are cross-functional, these are specific, right? For example, they have taken knowledge management cross-functional because we have to manage knowledge of different business modules, right? Finance department, marketing department. So they all have knowledge workers, right? So enterprise resource planning is obviously correct. Customer relationship is little bit debatable because it's more into the selling, but anyway, they have taken that also because maybe it is needed by sales people, marketing people, finance people, operational people, right? Maybe it's needed by all those people, right? So the answer they have, therefore the answer should be C, D, and E. Okay, C, D, and E. Yes, C, D, E. 21. Which of the following is are key features of CRM, customer relationship management, system that we use to manage a good relationship with the customer? Okay, right. Features, marketing automation. Yes, we can automate marketing with the help of the CRMs. Right? That is one of the reasons why we like CRM systems, right? So that is why you are getting some SMSs, right? Promotional emails, etc. Because you have given them your email addresses, right? Your phone numbers, etc. To get those loyalty, you get a little bit of bonus and other things at the same time, discounts at the same time. Now you have given your information to them, and it's sort of a bribe system, right? I'm not saying it's a bribe. So people can do it in a very genuine, useful way, and some others can do it in a very bad way as well, spamming you. Okay, right. Social networking, yes, we can integrate with social networks. Analysis, yes, we can analyze their buying patterns and other things. Linking customers to suppliers, I don't think we have to link customers to the suppliers. If we link customers to the suppliers, we are losing our business because we are the one who should be linking that. Right? C, managing all relationships of the customers. Yes, so that is correct. Right? Right. So what they're asking is key features. Anyway, okay, I will go for everything other than D. Okay, everything other than D. Right. So they have taken E also. Sorry, they have not taken E. I don't know why. Right. So my answer is there, but managing all relationship of the customers. So I don't know why E is not answer, right? Managing all relationships of the customers. Maybe the English wording, right? Managing all the relationships with the customers. Of the customers කියන්නේ customers ලගේ relationship manage කරනවා කියන එක නේද? මම හිතන්නේ ඔතන ඉංග්‍රීසියට පටයක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. So I thought the examiner is not giving that kind of things. Okay. So ideally it should have been managing all the relationships with customers. එතකොට මෙතන කියලා තියෙන්නේ managing all the relationship of customers කියලා. ඒක හරියටම ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් බැලුවොත් එහෙම customers ළඟ තියෙන එක එක relationship. එයා ආරයත් එක්ක relationship එකක් තියෙනවා. මෙයාත් එක්ක උඩ පටයක් තියෙනවා. මම හිතන්නේ එහෙම කියලා මේක උත්තරයක් විදිහට නොගෙන් තියෙන්නේ මට හිතෙන්නේ. ඒක හරි අසාධාරණ වැඩක් හැබැයි නේද? විත් එකට ඔෆ් දාලි වල මේක උත්තරයක් නෙමෙයි කියනවා නේද? හරි. මම දන්නේ ඒකට කියන්න වචන නෑ මට. Anyway, I think that might be the reason why examiner has not taken E. Okay. Right. ඒ වගේ දේවල් කරන එක නම් හරි අසාධාරණයි. හරි. exam paper එකක් ඇතුලේ නිකන් ඒ වගේ වැඩ කරන්නේ. A typical business intelligence systems, because we are in the very serious mindset, right? එතකොට අපි ඔක if එක off the with වගේ වට වඩා අපි බලන්නේ concept එක නේද? ඒක ඇතුලේ examiner මේ වගේ game ගහන්න පටන් ගත්තොත්, so that is not good. A typical business intelligence systems can provide lots of benefits such as to any business organization, right? Business intelligence system means systems that help us analyze and see trends, etc., so that we can take better, right, business decisions, strategic business decisions, because we see the trends, we see the patterns, right? Automatic decision making, right? So usually these systems are to help us. They are not going to take automatic decision making, right? Let's keep it. Easy preparation of reports. Yes, right. So when the reports are given, we can take the decisions, okay? But they are all sort of great things. Promote sharing expert knowledge. So that is not part of the business intelligence system. Enhance visualization of information. So that is also important because when you visualize, we are in a better position to see the patterns. In-depth analysis of data. Yes, right. So your business intelligence systems to help you, or sometimes it can do the analysis. Okay, so this one, automatic decision making. Can they take, or is it we have to take the decision? It depends. Straightforward decisions even the system can take. But I will say, since it's automatic decision making, I will not take it. Easy preparation of reports. Yes, right. So just because it is easy, I don't know, but anyway, I will take it. I will go for B, D, and E. So these are sort of a debatable answers. Okay. Right. I will go for B, D, and E. Right. B, D, and E. Okay. So examiner also has not taken A and C. A and C. Right. So I think that is the common sense. According to myself, it's common sense. Okay. And of course, you may not be able to get in this kind of a situation all the correct answers, right? Because I have more experience, I have worked in the industry developing business experience, you have less, so therefore don't, if you get maybe only out of 3 only 2 correct one, so that you must be satisfied with yourself. Okay. uh, of course this is not a subject where you can get A or A plus very easily because of the fuzzy nature. These are debatable things. Okay. Fuzzy things, it's opinions, opinionated. Right. 23. Which of the following can be considered as future of common business intelligence tools? Right. Sorry, features of common business intelligence tools. Right. Again, tools that provide us that strategic advantage by showing us, help us and understanding this trends, patterns, etc. Okay. Paraphrasing is definitely not to do with this. It is something to do with the English. Right? Paraphrasing is how you phrase your points in the preparing reports, etc. Querying. Right? If we can query data and get some information, that can be helpful, right? Not directly, but usually the MISs and other systems also help us querying and get some data so that we can look at the results and take the decisions. Business process management, BPR, managing business process. Yes, maybe, right? Because once we get more and more business intelligence, we can manage it. But that is not a direct answer because business intelligence is more into the strategizing, but again, it's part of the management as well. Right? Process mining. Right? So that is correct, right? So because business intelligence, we can do 2 ways: data mining and process mining. Okay, so process mining means try to understand the processes, how they have changed and trends, etc. Data mining means you mine or understand that, see the patterns in data. Right, so this I will take. Digital dashboard is really good because when you have a dashboard showing all the graphs, trends, and blah blah blah, that is really helpful. You can see you have to spend a lot of time. Don't be hurry to get into the answer. Right, we started this class 8 o'clock and now 10, so 2 hours. Still we have done only 23. Of course we took a break also, but you have 2 hours, right? You have 2 hours. Take your time. You never ever leave the exam hall until they say now the time is up. Okay, so you take your whole 2 hours because you have to look at it in different ways, right? You have to argue with yourself, okay, to get it closer to the answer. Sometimes you have to think about how the examiner might think. Okay, so it's challenging. Right. So definitely not paraphrasing. Features of common business. I will go for querying business process management. I'm little bit doubt about that. Okay. So I will be going for only sort of a less doubt answers. I will go for B, D, and E. Right. Maybe C, but I don't have enough confidence to mark that. Definitely A is wrong. Okay. Because that is something mentioned in your communication subject in your semester 2. Right. I will go for B, D, E. Right. So the examiner has taken C also. So remember this doubtful one. Right. So examiner has taken C also. So that is this doubtful one examiner has taken. So that is anyway, I told you it's 50-50, right? Business process management is also because it says management. We can go for that also because for management we need to take decision making planning. So therefore we can get the help, right? So therefore it's reasonable answer. I just didn't pick it because I thought it a little bit risky. Right, 24. Which of the following statement is are correct regarding word cloud? Right. So word cloud is one way of visualizing information, especially when you are referring to web pages, books, etc., and even websites. We want to see which topics they talk more, they discuss more than the others. So one way of achieving that is providing a word cloud. So some websites, I don't know whether you have seen it, especially some blog sites have word clouds, right? So bigger the word, more things are related to that word, right? It was mentioned in your note as well. Anyway, I explained that in the class. So these are called word clouds. So that means this particular website is more referring to something about big data. So this website is more talking about friendships, love, emotions, etc. This site is more into education and knowledge. Right? So likewise, maybe this is more into the films, right? Gaming, etc. So that word cloud itself give you an idea about it. So these can be done by using tools. They will analyze the word and word counts and put it into a very artistic cloud. Okay. Right. It is a data visualization technique, obviously, yes. It is a cloud network used to share Word documents. No. It is another term used for conversion funneling. No. Conversion funneling is how does your potential customers ended up as being a customer or transaction. Right? We discussed that potential funneling, conversion funneling. That is nothing to do with the word cloud. It can be generated by analyzing text documents or web pages. It helps to send data quickly and securely. It has nothing to do with that. So the answer must be A and D. Right, A and D. 25. The main purpose of using online analytical processing systems is right? Online analytical systems means we are analyzing the online data, not the historical data. So data mining is analyzing the historical data to see long-term patterns, right? Long-term patterns for last 10 years, 20 years of data. Online analytical processing systems means you are analyzing your current systems, not the data warehouse. It gives you the view of the current situation, short-term trends. Okay. Right. Analyze archived data. No. Archived data is analyzed by data mining tools. Show the current trends. Obviously, yes. Current trends, not historical trends. Select and discard unnecessary data. Okay. Of course, that you have to do, but I don't know whether it's one of the main purpose. Okay. I don't know whether the examiner will take it. Help identifying issues and opportunities. Yes, right. Opportunities we can see, issues we can see by analyzing the data. Right, purpose. Analyze multidimensional data from many different perspectives. Yes, whether it's data mining or online analytical, that is one of the idea. We look at the data in different ways, by products, by time, by centers, right? at different ways, right? So that is applicable for both data mining and online analytical processing. Right? I will go for B, D, and E. C is debatable. Okay, 25. And B, D, and E. So examiner also has not taken C because it's not a major purpose. This is happening while we are doing it, but that is not a major purpose. Okay, it's a minor task. 26. Consider the following statement and items listed under column A and B. Now I am doing this paper slowly because this is the first paper I am discussing. The other paper I am going to go with very fast. Okay, so don't expect me to do, and I am doing only 2 papers. So the 2020, and if I get the 2021 paper, most probably they will publish this week. Then your information system subject is over, right? Right. So consider the following statements and terms listed under column A and column B. Which of the following correctly matches the statements under column A with the terms under column B? Statements under A and the terms under B. Okay, so we have to match it. Look at these things for slicing and dicing. Okay, we discussed that under data mining. Marketing and sales analysis, self-service analysis and analytics. Okay. Support non-technical and users to take decisions based on fact and analysis. It looks more like self-service analysis. Okay. Perform to analyze trends and find time-based patterns. It's more into marketing and sales analysis. Okay. A business area where online analytical processing can solve complex problems. Right? Yes, complex problems can be solved by looking at data in different perspectives. එක පැත්තකින් බලලා complex දේවල් විශ්සන්න බෑනේ. මේ පැත්තෙන් බලන්න ඕන, අනිත් පැත්තෙන් බලන්න ඕන නේද? So I will go for this one, but this can be debatable, right? I will perform to analyze trends and find time-based patterns. Time-based patterns. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure because this is a fuzzy question. My gut feeling is this one. So that is 1, 2, 3. Do we have 1, 2, 3? These two. 1, 2, 3 and 2, 2, 2. So I will go for C. Right? Of course, it's sort of open question. I will go for C. Examiner has taken D. So that means 1 to 3 is okay, but examiner has taken it as 2 to 1 and 3 to 2. Yeah, and 2 to 1. You can perform and analyze trends and find time-based patterns. Slicing and dicing. Right? About slicing and dicing, time dimension. Marketing and sales analysis. Examiner has taken it as business area where online analytical processing can solve complex problems. Marketing and sales analysis. Maybe it's mentioned in your reference book or something. Okay. Right. So anyways, so those kind of questions will be there, right? Open questions. Right. 27. Which of the following is are not a common software acquisition options? Right. Software acquiring software. Okay. Right. So this has a lot of options. I think this is mentioned in your reference book or maybe your note as well. Of course, if you want, we can build it, which is very rarely done. Very rarely. Usually the business organizations don't like to build software because it's time consuming and you don't have the necessary experts and you have to concentrate. You cannot deviate your focus from your business to something else. But anyway, yes, possible. Borrow. Can we borrow a software? I don't know. Borrow a software? Sometimes, yes. But not for very critical software. Right? Maybe you just need it for temporary purpose, you can borrow. For example, software development companies borrow load testing software, because they are not doing load testing all the time, right? So then they can borrow it. Someone from license has the license, they will say, okay, we will use it for 10 days and we can give it back to you. Okay. So therefore, this is very rarely done, but that option is there in very special software. Of course, you are not going to borrow ERP system, but in a way, it's also borrowing, but I don't know the word is correct. We subscribe to a particular things, right? For example, now we are using Zoom. So we have subscription for 1 year. So after 1 year, the Zoom service is not given to us. So then we have to renew it. So it's also sort of borrowing, right? I don't know whether the word is not something that we use much, but in a way it's sort, I don't know. It's debatable answer, okay? Buy. Now this is very debatable answer. Buy means you get the total ownership of the software. That can happen. Maybe software company has developed it. They give the total ownership to you. Now they have no ownership with the code or nothing. You can do whatever you do, or you can resell, or you can give license to others, etc. But theoretically possible. But that happens, especially if you are someone is developing a software dedicated to you, saying that, okay, you are supposed to give the source code to us, no one else. So then actually it's something like buy. Okay. Lease. Yes, leasing is, I think, better word than borrow. Lease means you take it for maybe 3 months, one month. Grid computing is not acquisition option, right? It's a technique we used where we have this set of resources and anyone can get those resources. They don't care from where they get the resource. Okay. Definitely is not answer. I will go for build, maybe buy, maybe lease, right? Lease. I don't know whether lease and borrow is two different things. Lease can borrow tamai neda. Right. I will go, but sure na B again, so therefore I will go for ACD, right? 27. But I'm pretty sure E is not answer. So the examiner has taken, it's highly debatable. Not ahanne, not ahanne. So my answer should have been එහෙම ගත්තත් මගේ answer එක වෙන්නේ නේ D and E. Again, my answers are conflicting with the examiner's answer. Examiner කියන මේවයින් නොවෙන්නේ B ලු borrow කරන්න නෑලු. ඒක හරි. නේද? ඒක හරි. හරිනේ E නේ අනිත් එක. හරි. No. My answers are correct, right? Right. So because the not answers are B and E, because my answers are these, so therefore B and E, yes. Okay, so no conflicting situations. So the examiner also thinks that you can build, you can buy, you can lease, and there's nothing called borrow grid computing. Obviously, there's nothing called grid computing. Grid computing is something else. So borrow. ඒක හැබැයි මෙහෙමයි දෙන්න ගන්නත් පුළුවන් නේද? උදාහරණයක් විදිහට ආගාව මැෂින් එක ආගාව ඒක ඉල්ලීගල් හැබැයි මම හිතන්නේ මොකද ඔයාට ලයිසන්ස් හම්බ වෙන්නේ නේද? ඔයා කාගේ මැෂින් එකක් අරන් ඇවිල්ලා පාවිච්චි කරාම තියෙන software එකක් borrow කරා වගේ තමයි. I don't know. It's a gray area, okay? But anyway, these are obviously correct. Build, lease, buy. Lease කරන්න පුළුවන් software සා. එම් කරන හරිය අඩුයි හැබැයි කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඔය ගොඩක් cost එක වැඩි softwares එහෙම lease කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right, 28. Which of the following statements are true regarding building custom applications as method of acquiring software? Custom application. Okay, custom application. So that is, we build it for ourselves. When we say we, either we can outsource, but we are not buying off-the-shelf software, common software, right? So custom application software, when we get it, we get the full advantage because others don't have this software. This is for only us, okay? And also it is going to fulfill our requirements more specifically, but it will take more time. The cost will be higher, okay? And we have more control here. Right. The software can be acquired and deployed very quickly. No, because we have to build it. Oh, the third party has to build it for us. The software service provider takes care of necessary updates and maintenance. So that is debatable, right? So when there's a custom application method software, usually yes, they have to, but it depends on our sales agreements, right? Maintenance agreements. Software service provider take care of necessary updates and maintenance. It's something that we expect anyway, right? And also we can get that, we have a better chance of getting those support because it is something specifically made for you. So you know who is the vendor. But if you take a common software, you have a lesser chance of customization. Windows customize කරලා දෙන්න කිව්වට Windows company වලට customize කරලා දෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. ඒක common software එකක් නේද? කොච්චර මේගොල්ලන්ට customers ලා ඉන්නවා. හැබැයි ඔයාටම හදපු software එකක්. software company එකත් එක්ක වැඩ කරන්න ළඟින් ඒගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාට මේ changes කරලා දෙන්න කියලා නේ. So therefore I think that is okay, right? Because when you have a custom software for you, there's a better chance of getting the support from them because they are the one who develop it for you, right? I will go for B. It might take months or years to make the software ready. Of course, yes. Cost of acquisition would be high compared to buying. Obviously, yes, because this is specifically for you. You have to bear all the cost. Most likely to be best for meeting stakeholder requirements. Obviously, yes, because this is something specifically made for you, right? Not the general product. So therefore, I will go for B, C, D, E. I think I'm pretty sure the answer must be B, C, D, E. Oh, examiner has not taken B. Okay, so examiner has taken C, D, E. Now let's say why examiner has not taken B. The software service provider take care of necessary updates and maintenance. Okay, so that is, I don't agree, and it's again debatable, right? I can't say that I'm the only correct person here also because these are gray areas. But my gut feeling is when something is custom built for you, we are in a better position to get the support rather than you buy a common thing. But again, people will look at it in different ways. Okay, but anyway, it's a debatable answer. Okay, so we have to go for either B, yes or no. Right, 29. What are the 3 ways that an information system can add value to an organization? So this is again a theory question, right? Make a kelima reference book එක තියෙන්නේ නැති නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ note එකේ තියෙන්නේ නැති මට හරියට මතක නැහැ මේවා නම් ඒවා දන්නේ නැති කෙනෙක්ට උත්තර දෙන්න බෑ. අතන මටවත් මේක මතකෙ ඉන්නේ නැහැ. කී පාරක් මේක කරත් මට මතකෙ ඉන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද මේක මේ කාට හරි හිතෙන උත්තරයක් මේ. හරි එහෙම නැතුව මේ දෙවියන් වහන්සේගේ වගේ මෙහෙම මේවා තුنين විතරයි මේවා වෙන්නේ කියලා නෑ. හරි ඔය 3 ways කියන්නෙම බෙල්ල මිරිකලා ඉල්ලනවා අපේ තියෙන උත්තරෙම දීපියව කියලා. හරි. නිකන් ගෙස් මේක ඇත්තටම ගෙස් කරන්න බෑ. හරි. ඔක්කොම එක වගේ පේන්නේ. Gathering, processing, generating, automating, informating, strategizing, gathering, automating, processing, reading, learning, writing. මම හිතන්නේ මේක නම් කොහෙත්ම වෙන්න බෑ. හරි. Strategizing, reading, generating. 3 ways that an information system can add value to an organization. Reading, generating වලට වඩා දැන් ගෙස් කරන්න විතරයි මට පුළුවන්. හරි. Generating, processing, gathering, generating, processing, automating, informating, strategizing, gathering, automating, processing. So my gut feeling says this. Right. I'm not very sure. මේක දැන් මම පස්ව තවත් කරගෙන මට ඒත් මේක ගැන කිසිම අයිඩියා එකක් නෑ තාම. මේ කටපාඩමින් තමයි වට ලියන්න වෙන්නේ. හරි. 29. So let's see the answer. Yes, B. හරි. ඒ ඇයිද මම අර මේ question එක දැකලා පුරුදු කරලා තමයි ඔය ගෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. මට කිසිම මෙලෝ හැංගීමක් ලැබුණේ නැහැ. හැබැයි ඉතින් මේවා වෙන්න තියෙන chance එක අඩුයි නේද? මේ reading, learning නේද? reading, writing කියන්නේ කොහොමද මේ වෙන කතාවක්නේ. ඒ වගේ අඩු කරගත්තොත් අඩු ගන්නවාට මේකට high probability එකවත් වැඩි කරගන්න පුළුවන් නේ. ඇත්තට මම කරේ probability එක වැඩි කරගන්න එක මේක නිකන් කනාවටත් ගැව්වේ ඒක හරි ගියා. හරි. Right, 30. Following are phases in the e-business innovation cycle. they are not in the correct order. Okay, so they are not in the correct order. They ask you to make it into order. Now, this is also a very tough question because it's very fussy, right? Right, now let's see which one we have to do first. Right? Innovation means we are going to do some innovative things like business process re-engineering. Okay. Assessing values. Values assess kala barannalu. Choosing enabling emergence technologies. Executing business innovation for growth. Matching technologies for opportunities. You can make a current execute karna again. So let's see somewhere here. Make a D ඊට කලින් වෙන්න ඕන හැමතිස්සෙම. D 0 කලින්. Matching the technologies. Assessing values. I think usually assessing you have to do upfront, right? Values. Choosing and enabling emergence technologies. Choose කරලා assess කරනවද assess කරලා choose කරනවද? Choose කරලා තමයි assess කරන්න වෙන්නේ නේද? Assess කරලා technologies කියලා තියෙන්නේ නේද? ගොඩක් දෙකක්ද වෙන්නේ. Assess කරලා එකෙන් හොඳ මේක choose කරනවද choose කරපු ටික assess කරනවද? We'll say assess and choose. Okay. අපි assess කරලා එකෙන් choose කරා. බලමු හරිද කියලා. So then matching technologies to opportunities. ඒක ටික කලින් කරන්න වෙයි නේද? Maybe D we have to do earlier. A, D, B, C වගේ. මේක හරි අමාරු හිතන්න බලන්න. Now let's see whether it makes sense. Assessing values, matching technologies to opportunities, choose emerging technologies, choose කරලා match කරනවද match කරලා choose කරනවද? choose කරලා අනේ මන් දන්නේ මට මිස් වෙනවා හරි. නැත්නම් execute කරලා පස්සේ assess කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. වැඩි හරියට උනාද කියලා. ඔක්කොම හරි වගේ. මන් දන්නේ හරි. බලමු උත්තරේ මට නම් තේරෙන්නේ ආ. They have taken E. E is BDCA. හරි. මම හිතුවේ ඒකේ සම්පූර්ණ වෙන එකක් තියෙනවා. BDCA කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? 1 2 3 4. Choosing and enabling emergence technologies. ඉස්සෙල්ලාම technology ටික තෝරගන්න ඕන. මම දන්නේ කොහොමද තෝරගන්නේ කියලා ඒතකොට. Matching technologies to opportunities. Executing business innovation for growth, assessing values. So the examiner has considered that you have to assess after implementing. මේක එක එක වෙලාවක වෙන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් හරි. මුලදී වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේද? මුලදී වෙන්න පුළුවන් අපි සිලෙක්ට් කරන දේවල් ඇසස් කරනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන් අගදී වෙන්න පුළුවන් අපි කරපු වැඩේ ඇසස් කරනවා. ඉතින් මේවා මෙහෙම නිකන් ඇසසින් කිව්වම මොකක්ද ඇසස් කරන්නවත් කියන්නේ නැතුව හරි ඇත්ත කතාවද හරි අසරණයි නේද? එක්සෑම් එකට ගියාම අපි ගියත් අපි අසරණයි. මොකද ඇසස් කරනවල මොකක්ද කියලා කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඇසස් කරන්නේ ඒවා පික් කරපුවාද ඔයා ඩෙවලොප් කරපුවාද එහෙමවත් කියන්නේ නැතුව නිකන් ඇසස් කරනවා ගම මුලින් කරනවද අගින් කරනවද කියලා මට නම් හිතා ගන්න බෑ. Anyway that is one of that kind of a fussy way question. Okay, මම කියන්නේ එහෙම question 10ක් විතර expect කරන්න කියලා ඔයගලන්ට. Right, 31 මේ paper එක ඉවර කරනවා. එතකොට වැඩි පටන් ගන්න ඉවරයක් වෙනවා. නැත්නම් ආයි මේක කරන්න වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි information system කරන්නේ තව එක paper එකයි. ඒකත් කරන්නේ අර 2020 paper එක 21 paper එක ආවම. ඊට මේ අතරතුර අපිට තියෙන්නේ අනිත් subject ඉවර කරන්න බෑ. 31. Following is a list of unorganized steps in the package evaluation phase. Right? Package evaluation phase. That means we try to go for reusable software of a software package implementation process. Organizations go through these steps in order to make sure that they purchase the most appropriate off-the-shelf software to meet their needs. Now assume that they have a set of packages, modules, right? Modules. Say ERP system. Now ERP system එක ගන්න ගියොත් එහෙම. So many packages are there. එන්නේ ඔක්කොම ඕනේ නැහැ නේ. ඔක්කොම ගත්තොත් එමාට business එකක් කරන්න යනවා, right? Finance related packages, procurement related packages, supply chain, manufacturing. Maybe you are not doing manufacturing, right? Human resource, customer relationship management, ඔහොමම So there are so many areas. මෙතන ගියොත් එම් solution වලට ගියොත් තවත් තියෙනවා. Right? Finance, procurement, project management, service management, right? Enterprise resource planning, enterprise asset management, right? Aviation maintenance, in aviation industry. So we have to decide which packages we want. So then they will get those packages and put it into one software and give it to you. ඒක ඒගොල්ලන්ට කරන්න ලේසි අපිට කරනවට වඩා ඒක හන්ද ඒගොල්ලෝ ගොඩකට cloud based වලට යන්නේ. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ environment එකෙන් මේක configure කරලා දෙන්න පුළුවන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට. Because they have the experts. Right? So right now let's see the answers. දැන් බලන්න මේක ඉතාලම fuzzy question එකක්. මොකද දැන් වචන කෙටියෙන් ලියන්නේ නිකම්ම finalize contract කියලා තියෙන්නේ. හරි? Right, make a selection. Then make a selection කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? package වල selection එකක් වෙන්න ඇති කියලා හිතමු. Right, බලමු. So obviously finalized contract must be far down. Contract finalized කියන්නේ අන්තිමනේ. So let's put these somewhere down. Select top contenders. ඒ කියන්නේ suppliers ලා. Identify potential solutions. Right. So I think we have to do the potential solutions first, then select top contenders. Solution හිතා ගන්න නැතුව contenders ගන්න බෑනේ. Make a selection. Select top contenders, make a selection. නේද? ඊට පස්සේ නේද එන්න ඕන. Research top contenders. Select top contenders වලට කලින් එන්න ඕන research කරන්න. Right. Maybe B is here. Perform final evaluation of leading solutions. We can get this here. Then we F identify potential solutions. Then research top contenders. Perform final evaluation of leading solutions. Solutions pala contenders lana da name. Look at my make selections. Make sense. Make selections. Perform final evaluation. Make selection. Make selections. Chance EB FBEAD F balam identify potential solutions, research top contenders. Sorry, E start with select top contenders, research top contenders. F finalize contract. ඒක වෙන්න බෑනේ නේද මේ හරියට. A make selections මේක වෙන්න බෑනේ. Because finalize contract D එක මුල හරියට එන්න අමාරුයි. D එන්න ඕනේ මේ අග හරිය. හරි අග හරිය එන්න ඕන. මේ දෙක තමයි තරම් කරන්නේ දැන්. බලමු මේ දෙක. B research top contenders, select top contenders, make selection. F identify potential solutions, select top contenders, research top contenders. Select කරපුවා research කරනවා වෙන පුළුවන්. C perform final evaluation of leading solutions. A make a selections. D finalize contract. මේක ටිකක් ළඟින් යන ගතියක් තියෙනවා. හරි. එකක් ළඟින් යන ගතියක් තියෙනවා. පොඩ්ඩක් make sense වෙනවා වගේ තේරෙනවා. So therefore I will go for E. 31. Yes, E. Okay. So it's very fuzzy. හරි නිකන් අර ප්‍රේලිකාව පුරවනවා වගේ මේක හන්ද මේක උත්තරේ අයින් කරනවා කියලා අයින් කරලා ඇත්තට මේක ගත්තේ. මේ දෙක අතර conflict හන්ද අයින් කරනවා වගේ අන්න එහෙම අයින් කරේ. මොකද මේ වචන මේක මේ තියෙන එකම අවුල හරියට කියන්නේ නැහැ. make selection කෝ මේ select කරන්නේ contender වද product එකද එහෙම කියන්නේ නැහැ. Right. 32. මේ දිග හැලක් තියෙනවා නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් question එක කියවන්න. What would be the best solution to meet The above software requirement: outsourcing, insourcing, co-sourcing, offshoring, on-sourcing. Then දන්නවනේ කතන්දරේ. මේක කරන්න හොඳ විදිය යහන්නේ. Outsource company එකට දෙනවාද, insource කියන අපිම develop කරනවාද, co-source කියන අපි company එක එකට හවුල develop කරනවාද, offshoring කියන්නේ මේක පිට රටකටම දෙනවාද software එක develop කරන්න. ඒ වගේ දේවල් ලංකාවට කරන්න බෑ. මොකද අපිට වැඩි දුප්පත් රටවල් ලෝකෙ දැන් නැහැ නේද? එහෙම රටවල් ඉස්සර නම් තිබුණා. දැන් නැහැ. අපි ඉන්නේ දැන් ඉංගන කමේ අග. අපි ඉතින් offshore කරනවා අපායට තමයි offshore කරන්නේ. On sourcing. මොකද insourcing on sourcing කියන්නේ. මේ දෙකම එකයි කියලා. හරි. මම හිතන්නේ මෙහෙම දෙයක් නැහැ. හරි. Insourcing තමයි ඇත්තේ. බලමු දැන් ටැග් ගන්න. Sinidu is a leading private company in manufacturing sports equipment. Ever since its inception, the company has been conducting almost all the core business process manually. Recently, the company decided to develop an information system to support at least their internal activities. Right? At least their internal activities. They have an information technology division, IT department, and they are willing to learn new technologies. However, the company has several issues such as having inadequate internal experts. Or inadequate internal expert or talented pool of developers to software in-house, and top management discomfort with new technologies. කැමති අය හිටියට අපිට කරගන්න බැරි පැත්තකුත් තියෙනවා. හරි එහෙනම් මොකද කරන්නේ? කැමති අය ඉන්නාද අපිට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ සපෝට් එක ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලන් 100% දෙන්නත් බෑ. නේද? දැන් තේරෙන්න ඕන. මේක අපි මුකුත්ම නැත්තේත් නෑ. අපිටත් IT department එකක් ඉන්නවා. ඒක develop කරන්න කැමති අයත් ඉන්නවා. හැබැයි ඒ ඉන්න ප්‍රමාණය මදි. ඒ වගේ වෙලාවට කරන්න හොඳේ මට නම් තේරෙන හොඳ වැඩේ තමයි හවුලේ co-sourcing වලට යන එක. Right? If you give 100% outsourcing, we are wasting our IT resources, and they are willing to learn new things and blah blah blah. But at the same time, it's risky to go for insourcing because we are lacking resources, and also our management is not comfortable with this. So therefore, I will go for co-sourcing. Let's see the answer. Yes, C is the answer. Right. 33. Which of the following can be considered as common computer-related mistakes? Right? Mistakes. Mistakes කියන්නේ හොර වැඩ නෙමෙයි යා. හොරකම් නෙමෙයි mistakes කියන්නේ. මිනිසුන්ගේ අතින් වෙන අත්වැරදි. Right. Mishandling of computer output. Right? Mishandle කරනවා. Mishandle කියන්නේ mistake. Right? Mishandle. Yes, maybe, right? Miss නේද ඒක හිතලා කරන දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. Data entry capture errors. Data entry errors, capture errors, right? මේව mistake තමයි නේ ඉතින් වැරදිලා scan වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Data alteration by virus attack. Is it a mistake? No, right? It can happen due to mistakes as well. No, ඔය තමයි fussy. හරි? ඔය ඉතින් මම දන්නේ නැහැ. හරියටම කියන්න බෑ අපිට. Formatting a disk by mistake. It's mistake. Installing a pirated software. That is not a mistake. 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 Right. Make a mistake at the data alteration by a virus attack. But that is an attack, right? Attacks are not mistakes, but it can happen due to our mistakes. Right. I will go for A, B, and D. I'm not sure about C. Okay, A, B, D. 33. Yes, A, B, and D. Okay, A, B, and D. 34. Which of the following can be included in the first list prepared for the above purpose? Right. The company needs to prepare a set of policies and procedures to prevent computer-related waste and mistakes. Then my question is XYZ is a software development company. They have more than 100 staff members. The staff used to work in groups that include both members working remotely as well as in the office. Right? ගෙදර වැඩ කරන කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවලු ඔෆිස් එකේ වැඩ කරන කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවලු. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් වෙන්නේ responsibility ගන්න ඇයට කියනවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගෙදර ඉඳලා වැඩ කරන්න කියලා. responsibility ගන්න නැති අර කෙවිතෙන් දක්කන හරක් ඉන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ට බලන් හිටියේ නැත්නම් වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඒගොල්ලන්ට කියනවා තොපි වරෙන් ඔෆිස් එකට කියලා. ඔන්න ඔක දැන් ඇත්ත කතන්දරේ අමුවෙම කිව්වොත් එහෙම. හරි හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න ඕන. හරි. Tamanට දෙන responsibilities ගන්න අය ඉන්නවා නම් හරි. කම්පැනි එක කැමති එයාව ගෙදර ඉඳලා වැඩ කරවන්න. හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න මේක. හරි. මේක තමයි අනාගතේ. කම්පැනි තමයි ඩිසයිඩ් කරන්නේ ඔයාට වැඩියෙන් රිමෝට් වර්ක් කරන්න දෙනවද? ඔයා වැඩියෙන් ඔෆිස් එකට ගෙන්නනවද කියලා. එතකොට ඔයා මේ දෙන දේවල් හරියටම සීරියස් අරන් කරනවා නම් කම්පැනි වාගේ පස්සෙන් එළවල කියන්නේ ඔෆිස් එන්න කියලා. කම්පැනි කියන්නේ වැඩේ කරන්න කියලා. හරි. මම කියන්නේ මේක හැමතිස්සම හරියන්නේ නැහැ. සමහර ජොබ්ස් ඉනවා කම්පැනිට එන්න නැතුව කරන්න බෑ. හරි. කම්පැනිට එන්න නැතුව ඒ වැඩේ කරන්න බෑ. හැබැයි IT ෆීල්ඩ් එකේ තියෙන ජොබ්ස් 99%ම කම්පැනිට එන්න නැතුව කරන්න පුළුවන් ජොබ්ස් ඉනවා. හැබැයි එහෙම වෙච්ච පළියට ඔයාලට කම්පැනිට එන්න නැතුව කරන්න කියලා කියන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඔයා ඒව මිස්යූස් කරනවා කියලා දැනෙච්ච ගමන් කියනවා එහෙනම් ඇවිල්ලා කරපිය කියලා. ඔය මතක තියාගන්න අනාගතේ ඔය තමයි ජොබ් කරනකොට දැනන් ඉන්න ඕන දේවල්. හරි. Tamanට ෆ්‍රීඩම් එක ඕනේ නම් නේද? එතකොට බස් එකේ ඔයා යනවා නම් උදේට පැය එකමාරක් යනවා නම් ඔෆිස් එකට යන්න ආයෙ පැය එකමාරක් යනවා නම් පැය 3යි. ඔය පැය 3ම ඉතුරු වෙනවා ගෙදර ඉඳලා වැඩ කරන කෙනාට. හැබැයි මේ පැය 3 දිනා ගන්න නම් ඉස්සෙල්ලා තමන් ඒ වගේ මිනිස්සෙක් කියලා ඔප්පු කරන්න ඕන කම්පැනි. හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. Reduce the time spent on computers as much as possible. Okay, reduce the time spent on computers. Can we say that that is a good policy? I don't think. Computer පාවිච්චි කරන්න දුව බෑ. computer ඕන තැන්වල. Reuse the computers as long as possible and never dispose them. That is good, right? Never කියන වචෙන් නම් මම දන්නේ නැහැ මේ කොහෙන් හොයාගත්ත වචන නැද්ද කියලා. Never dispose them කියන්නේ ජීවිතේට පාවිච්චි කරන්න එපා වලු නේද? ඒව මේ කෞතුක බාණ්ඩ විදිහට තියන් ඉන්නවා. But the first part is okay. Printouts of the entered data to double check the mistake. ඒව තමයි හරක් කරන වැඩ නේද? මේ data enter කරලා ආයෙ print out තරම් බලනවා. එහෙම කරන ආයතන මම දන්නවා. හරි. එහෙම කරන ආයතන මම දන්නවා. හරි. ඒ data enter කරලා automated system එක තියෙන අතරතුර manual system එකක් දුවන්න ඕනේ මේක. නැත්නම් එයාගේ හිතට හරියන්නේ නැහැ. So let's not take backups regularly and store them both online and offline. Yes. Shut down all the computers and unplug all the electrical devices at the end of the day. ඕක පරණ කතාවක්. Right. Smartphone එකම හදලා තියෙන 24 hours 365 වැඩ කරන්න තමයි. But anyway, මේක ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ සිලබස් වල ගොඩක් අයට ඕක කියලා ගන්න යා. මම ඒකෙන්ද ගන්න. So I will go for B, D and E. B අරන්නේ. මම කිව්වේ කොහොමද debatable කියලා. මේ never කියන අන් තමයි දැන් ඔක තමයි කරන වැඩේ. නේද? දැන් මේක ඇත්තටම ආන්සර් එකක්. හරි. මේක ඇත්තටම ආන්සර් එක. Reuse the computers as long as possible කියන එක ආන්සර් එකක්. ඊට පස්සේ ඉංග්‍රීසි වචනයක් මේකට ඔබ්බලි වල මේක ප්‍රෝම් කරනවා. 35. Which of the following lists the activities in the correct order that they should be conducted? Right? Correct order that they should be conducted. Right? I order ko hanu dine order ko hanu kiyane fuzzy. To prevent computer related waste and mistake. Okay? To prevent computer related waste and mistake. Right? Make people aware of the proper use and maintenance of the information systems and resources. Review existing policies and procedures to identify necessary improvements to be done. Conduct audit to track the amount of time workers have used computers for non-work related activities. Establish policies and procedures to acquire, use and dispose information systems and devices. බලමු පිළිවෙල දැන් අහන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය policies and procedures ඉස්සලා හදන්න ඕන. ඊට පස්සේ ඒවා educate කරන්න ඕන. හරි? Right. Make people aware of proper use of maintenance of the information systems and resources. Okay, let's take A here. Review existing policies. Review කරන්න ඕන enforce කරාට පස්සේ. කාලෙන් කාලට review කරන්න ඕන අපේ policies වල ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද update කරන්න තියෙනවද කියලා. හරි? Conduct audits to track the amount of time workers have used computers for non-work related activities. ඒවා කරනවා නම් කරන්න ඕන policies හැදුවට පස්සේ. right? So that means after giving the awareness and other things. Okay, awareness දුන්නට පස්සේ පයි අපිට conduct කරන්න ඕනේ මේවා. See, let's take here. The established policies and procedures to acquire you. ඒවා ඉස්සෙල්ලම කරන්න. Policies, procedures ඉස්සෙල්ලම හදලා ඉන්නවා. Right? So now let's see. Establish. Right. Conduct the audits to track the amount of time, blah, blah, blah. And B, review existing policies. So it should have been DACB. Right? DACB. First, we have to make the policies, give them the awareness, do some check whether people are following the policies, and time to time review your policies. Right? So DACB. 35D. D. 36. An individual who attacks a computer system or network mainly for purpose of financial gain is called cracker, hacker, cyber terrorist, cyber criminal, industrial spy. So they are doing attacking the computer systems or network for financial gain. Remember the difference between hacker and cracker? Crackers do it for criminal purpose. Hackers mostly for their curiosity. So therefore, it's specifically say financial gain. So therefore, let's not take hacktivist. Activist again got a technology interested enthusiast. Maybe cracker because they have a vicious objective, financial gains. Cyber terrorist means, terrorism means they are attacking the government. Terrorists attack the government or business or enemy, right? So therefore, this is not cyber terrorism. Cyber criminals. So criminal activity in cyber, right? So this is a criminal activity, right? Because they try to get into systems. So I will take D. Industrial spy means you spy or get some sensible information of some businesses by hacking systems, etc. So maybe this is industrial spy, but not directly mentioned, right? Attack, this is just attack a computer system, right? It doesn't say that you are stealing information. Maybe DOS attack. So therefore, for me, not enough information to conclude that it is a spy. Right? So they crack into the system. We call crack කරනවා ද attack කරනවා. attack කරනවා කියන වචනේ හරියට explain කරලා නැහැ. attack කරනවා කියන්නේ සමහර DOS attack එකක් වෙනවා. virus attack එකක් වෙනවා. නේද? ඒකන්ද මේක හරියටම cracker ද කියන්න මට කරුණු මදි. But this is the one that I can tell very specifically. So therefore I will go for D. See, A may be, but I don't have sufficient information. Right. Let's do at 36. Yes, examiner has taken D. Right? Because that is where we have enough information to conclude. Right? Because here lesser, not sufficient information. You can't answer question based on assumptions. Okay. You have to answer question based on only the things that is mentioned in the question. Okay. 37. දැන් මේ ලෙවල් එකට ඇනලයිස් කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ A level paper එකක් ලියන්න. හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න මේ paper එක ඔයා පුරුදු කරන්න හදන්නේ. හරි. මේ level එකට 4 වරක් බලන්න ඕනේ නැහැ A level paper එකක් O level paper එකක් ලියද්දී. ඒක තියෙන්නේ මේ ලුණු පොල් පරිවේචනාගාරයේ තියෙන්නේ කොහෙද? ඔන්නෝම straight forward questions තියෙන්නේ. මේක එහෙම නෙමෙයි යා. මේක ඔයා අර විදියට මේ විදියට මේක ගන්නවද නැද්ද? හරි මේකට මම sufficient information තියනවාද කියලා ඒ ඔක්කොම කල්පනා කරන්න. හරි සරලව කියනවා නම් සිංගිති මානසිකත්වයෙන් ගියොත් ආ ෆේල් වෙනවා. ඔච්චරයි කියන්නේ. සිංගිති මානසිකත්වයෙන් ගියොත්, බබා හුකුම් මානසිකත්වයෙන් ගියොත්. හරි. මේකට යන්න ඕන ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල් මයින්ඩ්සෙට් එකකින්. හරි. ඒක අර එහෙම කරන්න ගියාම තමයි සමහර එක්සැමිනර් මේක ටෆ් කරන්න හදද්දී සමහර questions නිකන් debatable වෙන්නේ. ඒකට අපිට question examiner එක agree වෙන්නේ නැති question තේනවා. මොකද ඒක A level එකටම ෆාසි කරන්න හදනවා examiner. හරි. වා. Right, 37. Which of the following statements is correct regarding viruses and worms? Okay, viruses and worms. So viruses, the difference, both are doing bad things, both can spread. Only thing is worms can go from one machine to the other through the network, whereas viruses, they just attach to devices, files, where people take it. So the worms are mostly in network environments. Okay. Which of the following statements is correct? Trojan horse is a virus. So basically, virus means doing a bad thing and spread itself with the help of others. Okay. So usually Trojan horse, can we take it as a virus? Because we ask people to install it, right? We as humans. Both virus and worms can replicate, obviously, yes. Logic bomb is a worm. No, not necessarily, right? Logic bomb can be a worm. But no, we can't say every logic bomb is a worm, right? Because you can plant logic bomb as well. Okay. So that I don't have enough information, but I don't know. It's a fuzzy answer. Worms can propagate without human intervention. Yes. Worms can go from one machine to the other machine using the network. Virus can spread to another machine when a computer user shares an infected file. Yes. I don't think that we can take Trojan horse as a virus. Trojan horse is somewhat different category, but again bad thing. Right? So we'll not take this. Both virus and worms can replicate itself. Logic bomb is a worm. Logic bomb is a worm. I'm not 100% agree with this one also. So therefore I will go for B, D, and E. Okay. B, D, and E. Okay, B, D, and E. So you can see that if I have a slightest doubt, I don't take it. Right? I don't take it. Okay. 38. Rootkit is a malware. So these are the new sort of a concept that is coming out. Okay. මොකද rootkit එක කියන්නේ? So this was not, maybe this is mentioned in your UCSC note, right? But I think this is not mentioned in our note. Make rootkit කියන්නේ. Right, you can see it's mentioned in your note. Rootkit, a set of programs that enables its users to gain administrator level access to a computer without the end user's consent or knowledge. So most of the time, these things can happen as part of the Trojan horse software. So someone says that, okay, you don't have to buy that software. You can download it. Or I have the crack copy. You can get it. Then you download and install it. And it's doing your purpose. Maybe it is your Word, Microsoft Office, but at the same time, it is acting like a rootkit. Now, because when you are installing the software, you say run as administrator, you are giving the administrative power. So therefore, while it is installing the software, your required software, it is installing some malicious third-party software because you give them the administrative power to install it. Now it can do spying on you, sending your passwords, right? So that kind of things are happening in the background using some communication sockets. So that is why rootkits are extremely dangerous. And that is why we say don't download and install third-party software unless you can trust it 100%. 100%. So that is why it's always safer, worth download and install genuine software. Maybe you have to pay 1,000 rupee, 2,000 rupee, or sometimes 5,000 rupee, or even 10,000 rupee. But if you lose, of course, if you have very critical business data and other things, otherwise, of course, you can take your risk, right? So the rootkit is one type of that kind of a software. Okay, gaining the administrative privilege. Okay. So what rootkit is a malware that delete information from a computer. That can be one of the purpose. We can't say that is always happening, but yes, maybe. Make it impossible to run some applications such as Microsoft Word. So that they can do, but I can't say that rootkit is only doing that. Mostly rootkits are getting administrative access. So therefore it can do anything. ඔය කියන ඕන දෙයක් යාට කරන්න පුළුවන්. administrative power හම්බුනාට පස්සේ. Right? So maybe makes the network activities function extremely slow. That also can happen. But those are mostly done by worms. But anyway, that can happen. Enables intruders to gain administrative level access to others' computers. Maybe, because now you have a rootkit. Can actively hide itself or any information that could indicate its presence. So maybe yes, but that is not a major function. So these are called the polymorphic viruses. So it can change itself because virus guards try to detect it when they get new signatures, virus signatures. But by the time this virus has again changed its signature, its bit pattern. So now again, when the virus scan it, it is not detected. So it's a fuzzy question anyway. So I will go for A, B, C, D. But anyway, again, it is the rootkit may do these things or may not do. I can't say exactly because rootkit has no definition saying only these bad things can be done. Any bad thing can be done. Okay. And even it can do this one also, but I didn't take it because it's not direct answer. But these also can be not answers. Examiner may say they are not direct. And let's see the answer 38. Right. So they have taken everything other than E. Okay, because this is more into the viruses. Right, more into viruses. Right, 39. Smishing. Right, so smishing is derived from phishing. Now, remember we have phishing, small one. Organ derived kalagatika time මොකද්ද? Phishing. මාළු නෙමෙයි යල්ලන්නේ මිනිසුන්. නේ ඔයාට මෙහෙම දිනුමක් ඇදුණා මම මෙහි මගේ මනි ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර් එකක් කරගන්න ඕන ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ රට හරහා අපේ තාත්තා මැරුණා තාත්තගේ සල්ලි ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ රටට එවන්නේ හදන්නේ දැන් අපි එකතු වෙලා මේක බේරගමු ඔන්න දැන් ඉතින් මිනිස්සු අහුවෙනවා ඔන්න දැන් යත් එක්ක කමියුනිකේට් කරගන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. So that is called phishing, but that is mostly through email, WhatsApp messages, etc. Right? WhatsApp messages, etc. But if you are doing it using SMS, or in SMS we call it smishing. It's smishing. So it's a kind of phishing. It's a kind of phishing. I don't know whether we have phishing. It's not just a spamming. Spam විදියට තමයි එන්නේ හැබැයි හැමෝටම මේක යවනවානේ. දැන් හැම දානකොට කණ එකක් අය කියලා හැමෝටම යවනවා. I don't know whether we can take it as a kind of spamming as well. But it's definitely a scam. Scam එකක් කියන්නේ වංචාව. හැබැයි ඔක අර පිරමීඩ් වගේත් නෙමෙයි නේද? It's not a zombie. Kind of. Okay, I will go for 4 and maybe D. D, I'm not very sure. මේකත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but maybe I will go for A and D. D ගහන්න පොඩි risk එකක් කරන්න. Yes, A and D. Right? A and D. So A is definitely answer because it's a kind of phishing, and usually these are scams. නේද වංචා. right? Spam එකෙන් එහා ගිය දෙයක්. අපිට එන්නේ spam වගේ තමයි. නම් spam කියන්නේ ගොඩක් marketing වලට එහෙම එන්නේ නේද? Promotions අනම්මන. මේක spam වල purpose එකෙන් එහාට ගිය එක. Right, 40, last one. Which of the following can be recommended for computer users in order to avoid computer-related health problems? Right, බලමු. Keep the wrist nearly straight. මේකේ තියෙන සමහර දේවල් මම ජීවිතේට අහලා නැති ඒවා. සමහරට ඔයගොල්ලෝ reference book එකේ මේවා ඇති. හරි. Keep the wrist nearly straight. හැමතිස්සෙම පුළුවන් තරම් wrist එක කෙලින් තියාගෙන ඉන්නලු. ඒ කියන්නේ wrist එක නවාගෙන ඉන්න එපාලු. මම දන්නේ නැහැ එහෙම නවාගෙන ඉතින් ප්‍රශ්න එනවද කියලා නම්. මම හිතන්නේ මේක ආන්සර් එකක් විදිහට අරන් තියුණා කියලා. හරි. Drink some tea or coffee while working. දැන් මොකද මේක ගැන හිතන්නේ? තේ කෝපි බොන එක හොඳයිද නරකයිද? දැන් මේක කොහොමද මම තීරණය කරන්නේ? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් තේ හා කෝපි බොම මට හොඳට concentrate කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? For example, when I start the lesson, always I have cup of plain tea with me because the tea has caffeine, it keep me refreshed and blah blah blah. Someone else will say, okay, it has nothing to do with the health. Health or කෙලින්ම සම්බන්ධයක් නැහැ හැබැයි. හැබැයි concentrate එකට හොඳයි. So therefore I will say no because it's not directly related to your health, right? Place arms nearly perpendicular to the floor. ඒ කියන්නේ අත් දෙක පහළට තියාගෙන ඉන්නලු. perpendicular කියන්නේ අත් පහළට තියාගෙන ඉන්නලු පුටුවේ වාඩි. මම නම් මේක ජීවිතේට අහලා නැහැ. හැබැයි මේක මට මතක විදිහට උත්තරයක් විදිහට අරන් තියෙනවා. මම දැන් මම නම් ජීවිතේට අත් පහළට තියාගෙන පුටුවේ වාඩිලා ඉන්නේ නම් නැත. හරි. So I will not take that. Make sure that top of the monitor is at the user's eye level. ඒක හරි. ඒක අපි ගොඩක් අර කියන දෙයක්. ඔයාගේ note එකෙත් ඒක තියෙන නැති. ඇහැ තියෙන්න ඕන screen එකේ උඩ level එකේ. Place the monitor 20 to 26 inches away from CPU. මේ monitor එකයි CPU එකයි අතර දුරක් තියන්න ඕන කියලා ගන්න නැහැ නේ. නේද? CPU එකයි monitor එකයි අතර දුර මොකටද අපිට අදාළ වෙන්නේ. laptop වල ඉතින් CPU එකයි monitor එකයි එක ළඟනේ තියෙන්නේ කොහොමද? Right. I will go for D, but I think the examiner has taken වෙන මොනවාද දෙකක් කරන් තියෙනවා. හරි. මම හිතන්නේ keep the wrist nearly straight සහ ඔන්න arms perpendicular වල තියන්න ඕන කියලා අරන් මම දන්නේ ඒක කොහෙන් ආපුවද කියලා මම නම් එහෙම දැකලා නැහැ. හරි. Yes, examiner has taken A, C and D. ඒ කියන්නේ මේකත් අරන් තියෙනවා. මේකත් අරන් තියෙනවා. හරි. Keep the wrist nearly straight වෙන්න ඕනලු. Place arms nearly perpendicular to the floor වෙන්න ඕනලු. ඊට අමතරව මේක වෙන්න ඕන. හරි. මම නම් දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ දෙක මම අහලා නැහැ. ડોක්ටර් කෙනෙක්ගෙන් තමයි අහලා බලන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම කරාම මොකක්ද වාසියක් තියෙනවද? සායක ප්‍රායෝගිකද කියලා. හරි. wrist කෙලින් තියන් ඉන්න එක සහ අත් පහළට තියන් ඉන්න එක. පුටුවල වාඩිලා ඉන්න. Right. So that's it. Right. That's it. Right. So today we are not going to do the computer system because we took a lot of time for the information system subject.